Well, hello, everybody. We're here today to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the great Steven Spielberg movie called Jaws. And I do believe it's also a day away for me. It actually is the 247th anniversary of our fair and beautiful country. Is that correct?
49th.
49th. See, I was right there. I was on that. I was on that.
Close.
Math, you know. Anyway,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. Well, I know I recall when I was a little boy, I actually went to the bicentennial celebration in Philadelphia.
Ooh, that must have been
Yep.
fancy.
Yep. So, anniversaries are a thing. I do believe my actual 30th anniversary is coming up here in November. Maybe I should do
Ooh.
something special for that, maybe? Maybe.
Sure, but probably not
Yeah.
watch Jaws.
No, well, no. Well, although my wife probably likes that movie. But yeah, I don't know. I should do something. Maybe I'll get her a piece of jewelry. What is the 30th anniversary? I know the 50th anniversary is the golden anniversary. I know that.
I
Uh,
believe 30th is Pearl.
Pearls. I already bought her
Yeah.
like one of the very first piece of jewelry I ever bought her was a black
Um,
Tahitian pearl necklace.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
When
They
is
have
them
30.
supposed to be
Yep.
good?
That is correct. It is the Pearl anniversary.
Pearl. That's interesting. That's also, I think, my birthstone.
Really?
Aw,
Hmm. But yeah, no, it's a black Tahitian pearl that is clasped with diving dolphins. And because
you got
she's
it from Bob?
Asian, I had to do it. I think it was I couldn't do. They didn't want to do 24 karat because it's too soft. So I guess it was 18. Asians are
Mhm.
weird. They don't like that 14 karat. We use 14 karat not because we're cheap, because we want it to be strong, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
But
that makes sense.
Asian people are like, no, blaspheme. I don't know why it
Really?
was an Indian guy, but it's okay. They're Asian,
It's
technically.
kind of. Maybe Indian people feel that way too. I don't know.
Indian people think you're all a bunch of foreigners. That's what they think.
Even when they live here?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You've never met an Indian person, I can see.
All the ones I have met have been perfectly charming.
Well, I didn't say they were hateful about it like certain other peoples, but they are insular. But then again, they're the oldest continuous culture we have, so maybe there's something to that. But nevertheless, we're gonna ahoy there, Mr. Blue Moon. We are doing sharks, so uh, pirate
What?
themes does works, as does saltwater crocodilians.
Saltwater crocodile?
Come on now, I'm
Okay.
gonna
We're
I'm
doing
gonna let
sharks.
I'm gonna leave that hanging there until someone catches it.
Nah, I'm trying. I'm gonna try and
Crocodiles
get
shooting fireworks out their butts.
God, that was a Peter Pan hook reference. Come on. All
Oh,
right,
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
I
It's
must
too
be a little
early in the morning
tired.
for him. That's what it is. But anyway,
It is
welcome. We're
early.
going to have ourselves some fun. I'm going to go over here and hit the like and share button for today's Jaws edition. And of course, I will say hello to everybody. Hello, Amron.
Hello.
You not only have sharks, you also have saltwater crocodilians.
Saltwater.
Yes, you
You personally have them.
just say yes.
Freshwater.
Well, you have both.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
They're
yeah,
in your yard right now?
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm nowhere near any water, but here they are.
Here they are. There they be. There they
Yeah.
be, sir. But
Are they be?
arr, arr, arr. But
Are they be?
so we got Alan is over here in the
This
chat
can't be
instead of
high,
in
so
here where he.
high.
Oh, there he is. He's here too. So okay, fine. Be like that. But
Is it-
anyway, Amron, we're doing Jaws now.
Mhm.
That series went on to be, as with a lot of series, painful. But the first one is quite the classic, and justifiably
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm assuming you've seen that, even though you do
Yeah.
live in the third world. Um, you
Oh,
have
yeah. I saw it as as a kid.
sure. Do you
When did
did
it come? When did it come out? It was 1975. So just as I came out of my mother, I saw it.
Right.
But
No, I actually probably. To be fair, first time I saw it was probably on TV.
Did Armrod just tell us his age?
He did. He did. Yeah, he's. I've always known that he's, just a tad
I know,
younger than me.
was it 75 it come out? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's
It came out in
40.
75.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
it
50
wasn't
years.
until
Oh, that's right.
later.
Yeah, 50-year anniversary. Duh.
Duh,
Yeah.
duh. Perfect. Yes. I was born 5 years earlier. But like I said, I
I would
did
have said.
see
Yeah,
it.
I think it was. I think it was on either. Yeah, I think it was on Betamax.
Oh,
I
it
first
was.
saw it.
Yeah, no, it was Betamax.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
It's
it
one
was a
of.
big seller for the home video,
It was. It
burgeoning
definitely was.
market of
Big
the
hit.
home video. Yes.
But Betamax was kind of like the Sega Saturn, right? It was superior to the winning VHS, but it just lost out. I don't know what that is, because like even with the Xbox, it's better than the PlayStation.
Yeah,
but
it was so superior. It was just too difficult to develop on.
Was that the
It was very
problem?
difficult. Yeah, it was very difficult to like develop games for some shit like that, something like that.
Well, I do recall when I was a young high school man, boy, that the Urbanites were quite fond of the Betamax. Matter of fact, that's the only place I saw Betamax was in black people's homes. And then the
But of course,
expensive.
Of course, it was the pornography. The pornography is what killed it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
it was the
porn industry
VHS that took it. Yeah,
dictates.
went
Yeah,
with
they
VHS.
dictate
Yeah.
what social media we go through. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I also remember the other thing. It was still kind of hot at the time, but it only was kind of like that upper middle class. Was the Laserdisc? You remember those record-size movie plates? You remember those?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
once again, the porn industry went with DVDs instead of Laserdisc.
Well, but even the Laserdisc was even older than all of that, though. But you're right. I guess it did develop into that. But no, VHS won that. Still around a little bit here or there. Of course, now we have a DVD or a Blu-ray stuff. Although I would say these days,
DVD.
well, these days
Gonna
it's
need a bigger
just
podcast.
like open download. There's no media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I'm sure that the companies will never abuse such a thing as that.
Oh no,
Oh,
not a
no.
chance.
Oh, not a chance. You
know.
hmm Anyway, hello Amy, how you doing?
Hey, doing all right.
Um,
Growing alligators.
I do apologize, but I've already designated 2 Banana Mike as baby shark. Sorry about that. Yep. And Alan is of course left shark, so
What?
It is what it is. So therefore, I guess we'll just kind of call you Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw?
Yeah.
Well, if Jeff's on, he'd have to be.
Now, are you old enough to know who Jabberjaw is?
He's one of those Hanna-Barbera characters.
He is.
Kind of like Scooby-Doo?
And and he used to team up quite a bit with a bunch of pop singing girls in cat suits.
Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah,
I've
Jabberjaw.
not seen it, but it sounds awesome.
It was crossover. Crossovers show that you've made it. When people start doing parody and crossover, you've made it. So Jabberjaw, legitimate superstar. Matter of fact, he'd tell you that himself, as he would be dressed up as Dynamite himself. What was his name? James Walker, Jimmy Walker. Yeah, they had him as very jokes. He would dress and speak like Jimmy Walker, Dynamite from what was that? What was the name of that show?
Good Times.
Good Times. Great show, man. Especially the first season was so good. But and then they just made an absolute an Abomination remake. Holy.
Yeah.
Holy
Even the
t-
original cast was like, "What the hell?"
what the hell, dude? I mean, we get a lot of things these days that are get reboot and remade, and they just don't understand the content, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
occasionally you get something that works, like a True Grit,
yeah. No, that's true.
but
But
90% of them suck.
the suck, but in Good Times remake, that's a whole nother level of something, though.
Oh yeah.
I think demons were involved in that personally.
Yeah. Fair.
My goodness.
Beelzebub himself.
Yeah. Well, no, if you could disrespect and dishonor every single aspect of a thing, that's what they did with that
Mhm.
remake. And keep in mind, that's a
Oh.
black family show,
Mhm.
and they
And
just
that can't be
Couldn't
right.
have that.
tore the hell out
There
of
was
that.
no blacks on TV in the 70s.
Oh, I love that
So-
show, especially the first season, because after that they got rid of the father for some dumb reason, and it wasn't as good because he was a good dad. That was a solid
Mm.
dad, right? He did what was right. But I guess they were like, no, ratings don't like fathers, or politicians don't. I wasn't sure what it was. I missed the report.
I
However,
almost actually thought he actually
know why.
died in real life.
no, he didn't.
I know what happened.
You know?
He didn't like how goofy the show was becoming, so he left the show.
Maybe.
became-
Yeah.
Because
It's too
JJ
bad.
was taking over.
No, I get that, but
Yeah.
he was so good, dude. That dude is good. But then again, he was doing a straight, the father you need in the house type of father. Where of course we had other good fathers back in those days, which we don't see now. We had one guy.
Wait, but then he went to do Beastmaster and wear that leather thong.
Yeah, but it was cool still, though. He pulled that off. He did. But
he did.
I was really leaning more toward Archie Bunker, but we'll do Beastmaster.
Oh.
All right.
Mm.
So Anyway, Alan, Left Shark, sir. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. A little sleepy, but I'm good.
Where you been? We thought you got deported or something.
Yeah, we were worried.
No.
Ice got it.
No. Kind of a sad story, so I don't want to bring everybody down.
Oh,
I'm
We'll
No,
just say I was busy.
Okay,
Oh.
sounds good.
Were you busy or getting busy?
It's a.
I wish I was getting busy. But
Yeah.
I was
Chicka bow
very-
wow.
Boom, chicka, bow, wow. All right.
No, I'm dealing with death in the family, so
Oh, we're
I'm so
sorry.
Yeah, we're getting at that age, though, Alan.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
okay. There's like 75,000 more of us, so
That's
we're like
true.
cockroaches.
That's true.
Yeah,
No.
it's all good.
The funny thing here, I'm assuming, of course, but of everybody on this show or are on my shows, I probably have the largest family, though. No, seriously. I have hundreds of cousins. Hundreds.
Immediate family?
Now, talk about my family, coming out of my mother's family, particularly. My dad's family is normal, right? But my mom's family, my grandmother had 13 children. I'm not joking. And she, after the war, the big, the World War II, they adopted 5 more kids. So they're,
Oh, my
technically my aunts and uncles as well. So that's 18 aunts and, 17 aunts and uncles. And my mother is the youngest. So therefore, I have a mountain of age above me.
Wow.
I have
And-
cousins, second cousins, triple cousins, quadruple cousins. I probably got quintuples now.
Is that where you're in
So-
Japan, so you can repopulate it?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
One
One
in
at a
17
time.
people
Yeah.
are like
I
living
bet
in-
we would be probably pretty close because my grandfather was one of 13 and my grandmother was one of 10.
There you go.
And they multiplied like rabbits. And well, you see what my kids have done too.
Sure. Well, I mean, my mom's family was or is Irish. Let's be fair. My dad's the Norwegian part, right? Much more reasonable. Those Irish, they a little bit ghetto, a little bit. But nevertheless, we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here to draw an art on sharks, which I don't know how we're going to do that. But I suppose there are many movies. We're talking about the first one initially, but I guess we should just go ahead and get started. So, dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Sorry, that was a joke just for me. Go. All right,
Oh,
we have begun.
right.
Yeah, but the musical notes in Jaws was great, though, Eric. I have to say that was very clever.
John Williams.
John Williams, he is
Yeah.
the man, isn't he? I mean,
He's the goat.
he is. You know who I know Elfman would come up in any conversation regarding soundtracks, of course, as it should.
Yeah.
Danny Elfman,
Yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
you can't disrespect the man. I'm kind of lean toward John Carpenter myself.
Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he's good. It's just so weird, putting those two together.
I know, but
Oh.
Danny, his filmography is ridiculous, dude, and he's quite good at it. And of course, you have Goblin. That was are they Italian? I think they're an Italian band. But they did a lot of soundtracks too. And what was the other one? Orange something. Tangerine Dream. Yeah, that one. Yeah. They did a whole bunch, but I'm really preferable toward that John Carpenter guy. He's pretty good at
too.
it. He's pretty good at it.
There, Michael
Alan
Giacchino is good
Silvestri's
too.
pretty good too.
Yeah,
I like Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah, no, he's good
Another
too.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another good one. There's some really good
James
soundtrack
Horner.
guys. What?
Oh,
And James Horner, rest in peace.
James Horner. Oh, Jim Shooter passed away. Did you guys see that?
Oh,
He
yeah.
had 3
Goodness.
celebrities die this week: Jim Shooter, Michael Madsen, and well, I guess 3. The guy that played Admiral Piet in Empire Strikes Back died too.
Oh, okay. Who was
Two
the
and a
second?
half.
Who was the second
2
one?
and a half. Yeah. Michael Madsen.
That sounds awful familiar. Remind me.
He was Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. He was also in Kill Bill. He lived in the trailer in Kill Bill.
He was in Hateful. I mean, maybe all he did was Quentin
Hateful Eight.
Tarantino movies.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I see. Well, I rather hated Kill Bill.
I didn't care for that one either, but he was in Donnie Brasco.
Oh, be right back.
I've seen him. He's
Species?
character actor. He's character actor, I guess. So I
he was in
would
Free Willy.
I would recognize his face. But of course, Jim Shooter
you would.
is important because he did run Marvel for a while. He was a bit of a controversial boss, but in hindsight, historically, he was pretty successful as well, though.
I think so. Just a lot of people didn't like him.
Well, because he
people
was
that worked for him didn't.
Well,
like
he
him
was an
as well.
asshole.
You know how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, he was an asshole, but he was pretty successful at it. But Jim Shooter is certainly one of the more controversial leadership choices. Although that's until we got to kind of modern times and something like a C.B. Cebulski, which is just, I don't even know if he likes comic books.
That's not a
He got
requirement.
Quesada too.
Nah, but Joe is at least part of the industry, though.
Yeah, but then he screwed up Spider-Man really bad.
He did, and he'll never be forgiven for it. But
Well,
he's still part of the industry, though. Whereas,
he is. Yeah.
Cebulski is like, what does he do again? He likes Japanese pop. He likes J-pop, is what he likes.
Oh well.
What does that have to do with comic books?
Nothing at all. But his biggest success in all his years over here in Japan, because that's what he was doing before he was tapped for the boss role at Marvel, right? He was over here, and his job in Japan was to promote Marvel comic books and make them a thing. Never happened, ever, right?
Yeah,
Even though
They decided to get
Yeah,
Marvel Comics.
well, even the movies actually became quite popular here. They like them, but the comics don't sell shit. But the one comic he did create here?
What's that?
A J-pop comic.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What?
his favorite band that no one even remembers the name of.
Oh,
He was pretty much a weeb.
So they made comic books for Japan, not just translate American comics.
Well, he was supposed to find inroads into the industry, and he failed. And he was here for what, 20 years?
Wow. How?
Yeah.
What's in Japan?
I mean, shit, I could do a better job than that. Now, to be
So he's
fair,
one of those classic stories of failing upwards, huh?
Mhm. Now, I do believe it was Caseta, though, was the one that got the deals that I'm pretty sure it was Caseta who got the deals that we got some of those animated films, like the X-Men animated and Wolverine animated. You know, they took some Marvel properties and did an animated version of it.
That was Avery Arod who got
He's
done.
the one who did
No,
that. Why did I think?
Avery.
Why did I think it was
Casada
Casada?
is the guy who screwed it, who got the cigar out of Wolverine's mouth and ruined Marvel. That was like the beginning of the end.
Oh, okay.
Casada came in.
I told you he ruined Marvel, Chester.
Well, no, I understand that, but he's still part of the industry, where Cebulski's not. But I mean, therefore, so that's, I would argue, anyone I think would agree with me. The most successful, translation into Japan of Marvel are those animated movies that came out long ago, right? And that had nothing to do with C.B. Cebulski, who was, his whole job was to integrate Marvel into the Japanese culture. You know,
Try and figure out how to sell comic books in a country that sells a lot of comic books.
a lot of comic books. That's right. And of course, the mistake he made, and the thing that he could have easily, you could easily do it. As a matter of fact, they should hire me. Really,
Yep, they should.
give me millions, Disney. But yeah, I could easily integrate it over here, because what you do, instead of saying, here, do this story, but make it look Japanese, what you do is say, here is some of our characters. Throw this to some of your mangaka and see what they can do with it. That's what you do.
That's what they did in the 70s, and
Yeah.
it was successful.
Yeah.
Like the Spider-Man had a long-running manga series, and then the live-action thing in the 70s.
Yep. No, that's right. That's right.
Because they're just like, here's a bunch of characters, do whatever you want with them, because
Yep.
we know our
Yeah.
stuff's not going to translate.
No, but doing it that way, especially like just populating the huge machine that is manga in Japan. It just
Treat it
there's
as an IP.
well, yeah, but Marvel has so many characters. Just pepper that shit around, dude, and
That's
say,
it.
have at it.
Treat it like an IP, not as a holy grail. It's
That's
just
right.
business. Treat it like a business.
And what will
It'll be great.
happen is you'll get
Too many
10% of
times we're
it.
in the industry, and you killed it.
Yeah, no, that's true. But what will happen is you get 10% of it will hit, and you'll get 10% of that 10% that'll hit like a freaking maniac, right? So you might end up with one or possibly two mega Marvel character hits in Japan. That would be nice. Spider-Man, as
Yeah.
Elrod already mentioned, already happened, and he's still a commonly known character, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
It's
if
just
you
they don't make any good comics.
Well, I mean, but they know it because their uncle and their cousins read it, right?
Everyone has a uncle.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Such a great theme song.
Yeah, okay.
Giant
They
robot.
put all those on Disney Plus, right?
What was
I'm
that?
the emissary of hell.
Well, Big Hero 6 was an attempt to try to integrate that market, which failed miserably, by the way.
Because they're
Uh,
trying to duplicate it, not integrate it. There's a
Mhm.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
And although I do like some of the ideas of it, however, they did give to a Japanese animating company, I can't remember which one, Konasha, or I can't remember which one, but
Ansha.
they had they took the Big Hero 6 thing. Of course, they made their own characters, and they did very different things with it, but it was kind of fun. Isn't that where the armor character, the girl who can create light armor, isn't that where she came from?
Oh,
Wasn't she?
yeah.
Yeah.
That movie is such a distant memory.
But it was
It
good,
seems
though.
like it was 100 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just forgotten. It's kind of odd.
But it was one of the
What's
more
that?
pure translations, I think, that really worked well. A lot of people like the X-Men one, but it's a bit janky, you know. Um, but the one I was talking about, it's pretty smooth. So
Hmm.
yeah. But none of that has anything to do with Jaws or sharks.
Well, I mean, it's about movies, and Jaws is a
Jaws was big
movie.
in Japan, right?
I imagine,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a
absolutely.
worldwide mega hit for sure.
He kept following that boat around because they had a little TV and we're watching movies on it. So he's like,
Yeah.
let's see what happens next.
Well, I would say Jaws was the first mega hit after the Hollywood strike and collapse, right? Jaws
That's the same.
was
First blockbuster.
it
It
was
was
a
the first
mega.
summer blockbuster. Yeah.
It was
Mhm.
huge, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because Hollywood was
Made
on its
people not
knees, man.
swim.
Well, a lot of people don't realize,
Killed-
Amy,
killed
that
vacation.
at that time, Steven Spielberg was an indie. He was an indie guy.
Yeah.
A little
Jaws is
unknown
like-
indie artist,
He
Steven Spielberg.
he at that time he
Then he
was.
became a real indie guy in 1980. Ba-da-boom.
You know, I know he's a household name today, but back in those days, because Hollywood had completely collapsed, it was an absolute bloodbath, right? But in the mid to late 70s, you had this indie movie, surge, which led us in the 80s, which was, I would
Was
say a
that like
secondary
where
or
Star
tertiary golden age. What was that, Amy?
Was that where Star Wars came from too?
Yep.
Or
Mhm.
Yep.
Spielberg was on the because he was an insider because he was doing a lot of TV shows and TV movies, and then he
That's
got
right.
Jaws. So he got the foot in the door of all that class of whatever, and
Yeah,
brought
those
them all
guys.
in with him.
That's right. That's right. Brought them all in. And and we got a lot of good stuff out of it. But it's
Except for
where it's really
Kennedy.
interesting how history repeats itself because we're sitting in the
Yeah.
very same position for different reasons.
Mhm.
But not really though. Hollywood
No.
did collapse for very similar reasons back then, didn't they?
It's like they just can't keep their claws out of things.
Or
Something
their
that-
bras on.
Or their mouths shut.
Eric, I deserve it. Where's my come on.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get back to Discord here. Where's
So Amy, I told Amy that Mike was Baby Shark, but no, she don't listen.
Where is it?
Is Mike here?
If one of
Yeah,
these.
he's here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Show me all the ones I can't use.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm here. Johnny come lately.
Johnny come lately, but you're here.
Yes.
So very nice. Very nice. So how you doing, Mike? How was your dinner?
I'm doing. It was good. Very good.
What did you
I
have?
had so Mrs. Banana had
Yep.
made a bunch of vegetables, which
Mhm.
was beans, green beans, cherry tomatoes, broccoli, and asparagus, and then I chopped up a brat with that, and we also had some sliced potatoes that we had on the grill that were seasoned. Mixed it all together. That's a great dinner.
Nice.
It is.
Sounds good.
Does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
I
Been
have
doing a lot of grilling.
I have yet to eat today.
Aw, I'm
Well,
sorry.
you just got up not too long ago, right?
Oh, I don't know, about
Over in Japan.
4 hours ago, I guess. 4.5
Oh,
hours ago.
okay.
So you've
Yeah,
at least had coffee?
I have had 3 cups so far.
Ah,
Nice.
yeah. There you go, coffee. That's
I'm
how
on my
we do it.
second pot.
Oh, nice.
I'll
Nice.
be
Yeah, but
finishing
it's
my
like
pot at-
nighttime for you.
My coffee pot will be finishing here shortly when I step out in a little bit to go heat some more up.
Yes. Generation X addiction. Coffee.
No, without a doubt. Coffee cure all.
That's right. Now, of course, Eric here. I do believe this is Eric. I'm looking. It is. He's doing a nostalgic look at the telling of the story behind the USS Indianapolis. So which was arguably the best part of the movie.
Ah,
In Jaws?
not the part with
Yeah,
the shark.
when Quint tells the story when
Oh
he was
right,
in the
yes,
water.
that's
He was
right.
a
You know what?
survivor
And
of
I just watched it.
Minneapolis.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you're right.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Now I remember.
I mean,
Mhm.
that actor
That's why he hated
absolutely.
sharks.
Farewell. And
That's
Is
why
that
I
he
hated
the actor
sharks.
who got chopped up by the helicopter?
Is that
Is he
him?
the same actor?
Same guy from the Twilight Zone?
Is it?
Yeah, I don't
Well, I'm
know.
asking. No. Right?
I'm not sure, dude.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
just a
'cause-
guy that could be his brother.
well, the guy who played Quint was, I believe, is Robert Shaw, right?
Yeah, the one that got chopped up was shoot, I just had his name until you said Robert Shaw.
That was a shame. The two little kids died too.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they murdered those kids.
Little Asian kids. Aw. But of course,
He got
that's
here safe, survived the Vietnam War, then he got killed by John Landis.
yeah, with a helicopter with a Huey, which is ironic.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of dark, heavy, ironic shit right there. But of course, that scene had Rob
One of them was named with Charlie.
Whoa, Jesus,
Okay.
Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw in that scene. So pretty good bit of actors right there.
I almost had them all watched. Week got busy, so I couldn't finish the fourth one. That's the only one I haven't gotten to, but I rewatched all of them.
Oh,
but
you're all right. You're
Yeah,
all
you're
right. You finished them.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
there
mean, I've
is.
seen them. I've seen them all, but to,
You finished them.
yeah.
You're good.
No,
Unless
well,
you
you
want-
know. Hey,
I
You don't
think
know
need
what's
to
we-
read
interesting is Mrs. Brody's
already
still
went back
alive,
and forth.
guys. So there's a chance for Jaws 5, the retirement home.
Well, that's fair. Although she had to deal with psychic sharks already, though. Let's be fair. I
Jaws
think
isn't
she's had
right.
enough. She's had enough. And we're
happened?
talking about horrible sequels because Jaws has got some of the worst sequels ever made. Let's be fair. But
The third one is
3D,
horrible.
but
Third
that-
was 3D.
yeah, it was in 3D.
it was in
Had a-
3D.
has
And
a
it was
famous
in
actor in it.
SeaWorld.
It was.
Who was it? Like the main star of it. It was like he was like
Dennis
a
Quaid.
big name. Dennis Quaid, yeah.
Became a big name after that, yeah.
Which one was the one
He
that
was one of the Brody kids, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he played Michael Brody, yeah.
And of course, we had later Sir Michael Caine, which it's always worth it.
He's
But
almost Dennis Quaid level.
almost, yeah. But that the monologue on the USS Indianapolis in Jaws is argued by many to be one of the greatest movie monologues of all time. Now, fair enough. It is amazing. It's riveting. I also think the monologue in between Christian Bale and the weird little kid that drugged himself to death. What's his name? Played Joker.
Bane?
Ledger.
Huh?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, that guy.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. The monologue in the scene in the police station is one of the best I've ever seen. It's really good. But of course, the monologue here in the boat, the Orca, it was
As
called.
good as the Harvey Dent?
Oh God, shut up. But
That was the best.
no,
It's
it was.
If you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Wink,
that?
wink.
Wink, wink. Yes. But of course,
Foreshadowing, kid.
this monologue is pretty famous for how it came to be because John Milius is the one who actually created the monologue, and he was on a phone call with Steven Spielberg, and he dictated it over the phone as Spielberg wrote it down. 10-page monologue, keep in mind. That's kind of interesting. That's a little bit of lore behind that scene that I know. I'm sure there's more, but I know that bit. But it is great. That's what Eric is working on here. Two Banana is doing an orca, which is a nice homage. Alan is. This is going to be disturbing. I'm pretty sure that's Sweeney Todd.
Swimmy Todd, you mean?
Yeah, right.
Swimmy?
Swimmy Todd. That's fair. That is fair. Whilst these guys work on this, well, Amron is doing the swimming girl. Anybody shocked? Anybody? Okay.
I bet she floats.
I bet she does. Anyway, I thought I'd throw this up whilst these guys.
I'm doing a
working on it.
role reversal.
Oh,
over on it.
yeah, I get it. She's coming up to get the shark. I get it.
Oh, Alan, that is awesome.
Make sure it's baby
I
shark
just-
there. I want that thing dead. All right, let's see here. I got 50 fun facts about Jaws as the movie celebrates
Ooh.
the Big 5-0. Nice. So I will take a look at this, and whilst these guys do some art, and we'll probably come back to it, back and forth to it. But let's go here. Now, first little fact that I know Eric has set in the top of his head, and I don't even need to tell us. The name of the shark, please?
Bruce.
Bruce.
What?
Fish are friends, not food.
Chad.
Yes. It was
Shad the shark?
well, it was named after
Chad.
Bruce Raymer, who was actually Spielberg's lawyer.
Oh.
I thought it's because he hated
Yo,
Scottish
Shaq.
people. Weird.
It's weird. It's kind of sad that if you're a movie maker, it automatically means you have a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
I guess this is getting a little off the track here. But you know Kirby from Nintendo?
Of course.
Yeah, he's this little pink guy, and maybe you know this. But he can like suck up bad guys and steal their powers, or suck things up and like
He
spit
can?
them out, and then it breaks things. So you figure, oh, Kirby, well, it's like named after the vacuum cleaner. Turns out,
Oh.
right? But it turns out when Nintendo was starting out, and their video game division just started getting some success with this game called Donkey Kong, Universal Studios decided they were going to try and destroy them. So they're kind of like, you can't do this anymore. And Nintendo's like, what are we going to do? And most attorneys don't want to mess with Universal's lawyers, but they had one. And he kind of went in there and like got everything put together and argued it's too different. And a trademark refers to movies. This is a video game. There's not enough in common. They can keep Donkey Kong. And the judge is kind of like, yeah, they're right. So
Wasn't it?
Nintendo-
There's like a thing you can use the name Kong. You just can't use King Kong or something.
Right.
Something.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be just a little bit different. So
Mhm.
And his name was Kirby.
yeah, and the attorney's name was Kirby. So they said we're going to name our next video game hero after you, and he's like, sweet. it was Kirby. They were working on that one for I think the Game Boy at the time. But
Well,
Kirby. And how
Kirby.
funny though that his name was also a vacuum cleaner name. I'm like, that was too perfect.
Well, Kirby, the character is cosmic level mega god. I mean,
He is.
so
Ooh, I should put Kirby in my drawing.
sure, why not?
Why not? He is a really OP
For your
character. They
enthusiasm.
don't come across that way.
Mhm.
They're fun though. And the guy who created Kirby, the video game, also made the Smash Brothers series. So, which is pretty fun.
I created a character named Kirby, and I was like, it'll be the best comic book ever. And then that video game came out, and I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if you made a comic book character,
Yeah, I named
Kirby,
it after Jack Kirby because he had a weird, like, ape-like face. So I was like, oh, he looks like a Jack Kirby drawing.
Like his women.
All of his people look like monkeys.
that kind of a funny story, kind of a funny style. But his earlier works were really, I thought, like some of the early covers
Oh,
he
he
did.
was like a crazy good illustrator as a child. It's insane.
Amazing. I just feel like maybe he just had doing too many books at the same time because he was what?
Yeah, he had
6, 7 books?
to create a style that was fast because he was doing like what 100 books a month. It was insane.
Just about. Oh my gosh! And it's like
You guys got to remember with Kirby, he was was an in-betweener on Popeye before he went off to the war.
Mhm.
And then when he went off to the war,
Yeah,
he
he
did
worked with
reconnaissance
Fleischer.
drawings of the areas they were going into.
Wow.
So his speed was already there. So he already had an incredible shorthand as it was.
So that was just kind of pushed to the next level, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
It does have a distinct style.
Well, technically, Kong, the reason, because you were talking about Donkey Kong, the reason
Right.
why the original writer chose Kong was it was simply a kind of made up word he had from this lizard creature in a book he read.
Really?
Yeah, that's where it came
Hmm.
up. So it's a completely made up word, although we do have the word Kong in various forms. One,
Oh
the
no.
German Koing would simply be their way of saying king, of course. And over here
Oh,
in Asia, Kong means harbor, I do believe.
huh.
Yeah.
How interesting. So if
So
German
actor
Kong
David Harbour is considered King Kong in
Yes,
Asia.
that's right. Precisely. Good job. Anyway, let's take a look here. Let me continue because there are some other good ones. We have Jaws was nominated for 4 Oscars and won 3: Best Sound, Best Score, Best Editing.
Wow.
Very nice.
They used to give rewards to popular movies.
Well, the sound is iconic. Everybody knows that. Dun,
But
dun. Everyone knows that.
I just saw an interview about that music. John Williams played it on a piano, and Spielberg was laughing at him because he thought it was a joke.
Wow.
As
He's
usual,
like, so
Williams
where's the
is
real
correct.
score? He's like, no, this is it.
Okay, so I want to ask a question, and I want to know what you guys think. So
No.
when we listen to all of John Williams's scores that he's written, you can hear the name of the character in the music, but Jaws, I don't hear that. Do you guys hear Jaws when the music plays, or no?
maybe it's saying the shark. The shark. The
Bruce
shark.
the shark. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that theory as well. Yeah.
Bruce.
And why not, right? But also a mention here, number 3 is Susan Baclinier, which no one knows other than the fact that she's the first victim, which Omron is drawing in a mirrored reality. She was harnessed to 2 ropes that dragged her back and forth in the water to simulate the attack. Nice. It kind of reminds me of that lady who played the mother in Exorcist. They pulled her back so hard with a rope around her into the wall that she had back injury for the rest of her life.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Jeez Louise.
They had her on a harness for that? That's crazy.
They did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's horrible.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I know that became like a common practice, and not till like the late '80s, and action like RoboCop made it normal.
Oh yeah.
Like
no.
when he was shooting people, they'd fly backwards.
That is there.
$1.
The actually interesting thing with that, now that you say this about this girl, which we didn't know her name, but we know her because from the first scene in the movie, first shark attack in the movie, but that shows you how strong a swimmer she must have been, though.
Mm-hmm.
She must have been a really good swimmer. Yeah.
Or signed a really crazy waiver to for her family not to sue if she dies.
Yeah, well, even though, just to do the scene, she must have been a strong swimmer. There are 6 shark victims in the first movie, including the implied a dog. And it's true.
Right.
It's true. It's true. And the Meg in both Meg 1 and Meg 2, there are dogs who are implied to be eaten but survive. Is that an homage? Is that a callback, I wonder?
Are they still $1.50 in the ocean?
Doug says The Exorcist was such a boring movie, just not scary at all, more comical than anything. Well, he he has an opinion on that, but of course, the problem with that, Doug, is you are literally 16 years old. And that's the problem, Doug. If you were actually alive when that thing came out, or any time around it, that was the most terrifying thing that ever been put on film. Yeah.
Well, the
I will
boredom's
agree
half
with
the
Doug.
fun.
All right, go ahead. You said you want to, but
No, I will agree with Doug because
Okay.
only because I didn't see it till I was in my 30s,
okay.
Yep.
and by then I had seen a lot scarier shit than that.
Well, you know what else? Because I was the same way. I didn't see it till way later. And the other problem is you knew every scene because you'd spent your whole life hearing about that movie.
That's
Oh yeah,
fair.
yeah,
I did see that movie very early. There were a few movies I saw that I shouldn't have seen when I was young, like Alien, right? And the
Jaws
reason
is the same way. Jaws is hard to watch now because it's been copied so much and you
It's
know so
true.
much about it.
That is true. But I had a drive-in theater near me, and we used to climb up on the wall and watch movies illegally at night. And I had one of those little red radios, those little portable red radios. You remember those?
Mhm.
Yeah, little pocket ones with the strap, the plastic strap. Anyway, Spielberg.
You have mentioned the drive-in theater before, and I don't know if I've ever asked you because I had one basically right across. I could see from my backyard.
Whoa.
One night a week, they would show adult movies.
Not the one I was at that
Nope,
time.
okay.
I was in the South. The drive-in theater was literally called Bama, the Bama.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was not
That
allowed to
sounds like
play
it would show
outside
dirty
on those
movies,
nights.
actually.
No,
The Bama. Come to the
No.
Bama and see dirty movies.
Southerners are actually a
Mhm.
little bit
Yeah.
more strict than that, actually.
Yeah.
Now fair,
Yeah, all you gotta do is,
they would do some R-rated movies, but no, I never saw pornography there. I think the very first pornography I ever saw in my life. Let's see here. I was 12. We had
No,
a
we don't. No, let's not veer off to pornography. Let's go back to Steven Spielberg, like you're getting ready to say.
okay.
Talk about shark porn.
Yeah. But it was
Although I did see a
Treehouse
version
porn.
of Jaws that was different.
Oh yeah, that was Moonraker, James Bond. Okay. Anyway, Spielberg was only 28 when Jaws was released. Yep. No, he was that guy was a banger. I mean, he's not hit in quite a long time. But
He was a young upstart.
He
you know,
was,
He was
dude.
a young upstart.
And it was good.
Who was-
Can't take
who
it
was
away
the big
from him.
directors of the time?
Yep.
Who were the biggest directors of the time? 75.
Considering how long it was
They
in
were
the
all
trash.
going away at that point. It was like an in between. Like Hitchcock was gone.
All the coke fueled guys were in, like the guy who did Reindeer Games and Heaven's Gate. Those guys. The guy who directed Popeye.
Right.
Yeah,
Coppola.
Robert Altman was
Coppola.
around. He was kind of big.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Kubrick.
Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick was still around.
That's right.
But he was sort of the next generation, too.
Yeah.
All those guys
Well,
were like the new generation.
Well, he started out with the moon landing, so that helped him solidify his.
Well, I mean, that's going to get you all the funding you ever need. We're like, I don't know if we want to fund your movie, Mr. Kubrick. He's like, have you seen my work? I believe you may be familiar with The Moon.
Everybody's seen it.
What? That was you? Yeah, that was me.
I'd say
good, right?
some of the
You're
big
hired.
ones. Some of the big ones before you had certain like Sidney Lumet, Stanley Kubrick. You had Sika was pretty big guy. Akira Kurosawa, actually really important dude. You had Frankenheimer. Let's see here. Edwards.
That's all around the same time, though. These are all a lot of those are the new generation.
No, these
except
are
for Kurosawa.
the guys just before the collapse. These are the ones in the 50s and 60s that were the big names that let and then there, Polanski, of course, being his famous one would have been Chinatown, but opening up for
Rosemary's
people
Baby.
like Spielberg, Spielberg. Damn it.
Spielberg.
Alfred Hitchcock was already mentioned. Of course, we got Fellini, I think. Ooh,
Orson Welles.
Spielberg.
Orson Welles. Yeah,
Who
there's a good
directed
one.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Burns.
At the
biopic.
time, he was doing tea commercials and wine commercials.
John Schlesinger, was that his name? Yeah, John
Mm.
Schlesinger. That was another big guy. You had the Italian dudes that were putting out the D'Argento and stuff like that, right?
Sergio Arago.
Yeah.
Who's the director of the spaghetti westerns?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sergio Leone.
Sergio
yeah.
De Leone, yeah, that guy.
That's around the time he was coming to America with stuff.
Huh.
But anyway, there were a lot of big names, guys. Who is the guy? I can't. He's not coming to my head, but the guy did all the John Wayne movies.
John Ford.
Yeah, Ford. Yeah, Ford. Yeah,
Yeah, see, he was in his twilight at that time too.
he was. Yeah, that's true. And now you
Hmm.
talk
But
about
he was,
difficult
The
asshole
Spielberg got to
directors.
meet him, right?
Freaking John Ford, dude. What was
See,
that,
he was the
Elrod?
only one who could wrangle.
Oh, maybe Nemo.
He's the only one that John Wayne was afraid of.
Yeah. Well, that guy was tough, dude. He also gave a whole bunch of actors in Hollywood cancer, so congratulations.
What you do? Job done.
Job done.
Not
Not even
peace, my
joking.
brother.
They were making the
Genghis Khan?
Genghis
Is he the
Khan
director
movie.
of that?
He was. I'm pretty sure it was John Ford. Yeah. And they were actually working in places that they had used to test the nuclear
Bartholomew.
bombs. So
Yeah.
God.
yeah, yeah,
We
it's
were
not
at
even a
ground
joke.
zero.
Yeah, yeah, so bad, dude.
But it's
Same.
hard to tell if that gave him cancer or the fact that the entire cast were all alcoholics and chain smokers.
Well, fair, but the count of cancer out of that cast, that particular movie, is extraordinarily high. But Doug is continuing to talk about using, which they were talking about earlier, which I think I'd heard John Williams say he likes to put the name of the characters in the music, implied. I've heard that, and of course we know that others have done that.
It was the same with Star Wars. Like every character had their own theme.
Yeah.
That was
Oh no,
his
he didn't
thing.
direct that. Dick Powell was the director of The Conqueror, the Genghis Khan movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected. But you talk about John Carpenter doing that. Maybe. I know that Jason Voorhees, of course, eventually got some wordage in his music. So, but yeah, you're me.
No light in his eyes.
Yeah, that one.
It's like my favorite scene.
It's
Well,
very-
that and the candy bar scene.
Yeah.
Best scene ever in any movie. Want a candy
Oh,
bar? No.
It took a while for that
Oh,
series to get off the ground, though. I have to say,
And part 5 is the best one.
it is.
Just for that cold opening with the death of the fat kid trying to give the guy a butterfinger.
Right. Actually, I think that's one of a very early Guillermo del Toro movie that you might have heard of. People might not associate it with Guillermo, but of course is the Mimic movie, and
yeah.
really well done. Really nice little horror creature movie, but creature feature. But in that, it was one of the very rare movies that kids get ate. That is rare.
That was
Usually-
dolls.
Yeah, don't
That
kill the
kid
kids
died
and the
in jail.
dogs. Yeah, you're not supposed
That
to
was
do
the
that.
best, one of the best scenes in Jaws that makes it good because it's really about people. It's not about the monster.
Of course.
Is the mom, the mother of that boy. It's like, why didn't you close down the beach? You knew.
The mayor. Yes.
She's
And now,
the lady, the mom, she's so real when she goes up to
Mhm.
Oh,
Brody.
Alec-
And she's like,
Alex
you
Kishner's
knew. Why
mom?
didn't you close
Yeah.
it down?
the sheriff, right?
She
Sheriff.
looks like a real person. She doesn't look like an actress. She looks like they just found her on the
Right.
street.
Well, they probably did. I think they shot that in Nantucket, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But Roy Scheider playing the sheriff there. But of course, that motif, that concept, that idea of the mayor not shutting the town down when they know danger is there is in how many hundreds of movies now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that one shows up all the time. I mean, goodness,
You know what's funny is part of it's true to life. That's the worst part.
Yeah, that's totally true to life.
well, yeah,
that
that
stuff happens all the time.
probably does. I actually, the most recent version of that I saw was a cocaine, or I think it was methed out crocodile.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Like,
cocaine
oh,
bear.
this is the biggest weekend of the season.
Oh no, it was a take on the ridiculous fame and profit that could be made off of Cocaine Bear. That was an Asylum knockoff, I believe,
Okay.
or some Asylum-esque. It wasn't really quite the
Mhm.
quality level of Asylum, to be fair.
Gotcha.
Now, everybody who knows Asylum understands the joke I just made. Okay, all right.
Is it a movie?
It,
The
No, they
Mockbuster.
are they do the mockbusters. Yeah.
yeah. Mockbusters, yeah.
And
They
Morphers.
did my favorite series of films called Transmorphers. That oddly enough
Transmorphers,
came
yeah.
out around the same time as Transformers.
Really?
I actually watched the most recent Asylum film, as I do watch pretty
Snakes
much
on a-
every
Snakes
Asylum
on a
film,
train.
last night, called Morgan Killer Doll.
Hmm.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
And
Yeah. But to be fair,
Did they do
for
Corner Store?
did they do Corner Store? I don't know.
Corner Store.
Oh, Carnosaur.
No, that was Roger Corman.
Was that Corman? No, you're right. It
Yeah.
was Corman. Yeah, you're right.
New World.
But you have many studios that, as the mockbuster, as you've seen, they basically take ideas that are floating around Hollywood that they know that are getting made, and they make their cheap knockoff with a name that seems similar. There's a
Atlantic
lot of
Rim.
yeah, there's a lot of studios who do this. Asylum, at least the Asylum movies, as B and bad as they are, they're actual movies though. It's real movie. It's not just someone with a Sony, camera and no editing equipment,
Yeah, they get D-list actors.
Yeah.
They get people. You're like, I thought he was dead. Like, nope, works for the Asylum.
He does. But every now and then you get something really spectacular, though. You do get these little gems.
Where
that
else are you
pop
going
up.
to see like Ralph Malph from Happy Days, get eaten by a shark?
That's right.
Asylum.
That's right. Well, like for instance, the Puppet Master series is one of their bigger, more successful series. Are you sure?
That's Full Moon.
Is that Full Moon? All right,
Yep.
fair.
Charles Band,
same
the man
kind
who
of.
invented the videotape, basically.
That's fair. But same kind of company. But I just saw the most recent Puppet Master a couple of years ago, and it was actually really good.
What's it?
Robot Jocks.
Yeah, Robot Jocks. Yeah,
I need more Robot Jocks.
you got Full Moon, you got Dark Castle, Asylum. What are some of the other ones?
One called something acid, like Video Acid or something like that.
Vinegar Syndrome? No, that's different.
They're more of just a releasing company. They put out a lot of old stuff. Vinegar Syndrome is like they put out nice editions of old movies.
Right, which
or
is cool
forgotten
as
movies.
hell. Which is a cool thing. I do appreciate that.
Mm.
And they find a lot of stuff that no one knows exists too, which is crazy.
Yeah, and it is nice. I'm not sure which company did it, but I did see the completely restored and dropped free on the internet version of the original Metropolis, and it's beautiful.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm.
It's really beautiful. Yeah.
It is.
There's a really good version of Nosferatu too. That's like
Yeah.
cleaned up and
Yeah.
nice.
And better.
I mean, it's still
better
not
translation.
because we'll never have the whole movie because it's gone.
Yeah, but they rewrote the script on that one
Mm.
To make it fit.
to make it
You're not getting
better
two.
English. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they're getting sued by Bram Stoker's family.
Yeah, so I mean, it's amazing we have it all because they thought every copy was destroyed until like after the war, maybe.
Yeah.
When they started turning up, and they're like, oh. And what we have is like a bunch of snippets from the movie that are just pasted together from different sources.
I know
I
they
think the
thought.
whole middle of it's missing, like the Plague of the Rats and all that is missing from it. Like
Well,
that was a much bigger part.
Yeah, I did see the version you're talking about here somewhat recently, and it did have the the rat plague coming out of the ship around him, Count Orloff, as he came out of the hold.
But it
Um,
doesn't have a lot of
Yeah,
the
unfortunately.
bulk of it missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least you
I thought
get
that
a
was
glimpse
Ellen.
of it. What was that?
I thought that was Ellen.
Degenerate?
Yeah.
Degenerate. Degenerate. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the new Nosferatu. You haven't seen?
That's fair. What I did see a photo of Kathy Griffin come out, and it was
Oh,
like,
good God.
Oh, that
damn,
was disgusting.
ma'am, please
She's been Ferratu'd as well.
Yeah, but it's like, take care of yourself, ma'am. It's all right, just relax, let your hair
Never
kind
go
of.
full Gollum, lady. Never go full Gollum.
It's not good, man. Rosie has put on like 50 pounds, which isn't good because it's Rosie.
She blames Trump, though. She says it's his fault because she's stress eating and drinking.
Yeah.
I think she's drinking because she's in Ireland.
She's just looking for an excuse to keep doing what she's been doing.
Well, she did just put out a lesbian movie here recently. So
What? I thought she was done with movies after she played the retarded person on the bus.
no, she did some movie. It was a little bit of a period piece where unrequited
women.
love, lesbian love
Yeah.
movie.
That period piece.
The period piece. Wow, that just aged us
Lesbian.
really bad. I now I'm waiting for Eric to say, "What's up? What's up? Come on."
What's the
Eric."
next Jaws?
Yeah,
little
I should
piece?
read some. You're right. So let me go do that. All right, what do we got here? We got there are 6 sharks in the film. No, deaths. I already talked about that. Benchley, originally hired to write the script, and Spielberg publicly sniped at each other in the months leading up to the release. I wonder why. Jaws was filmed mostly on Martha's Vineyard. Okay, not Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. Same area, though. They did a lot of filming around Block Island as well. I remember when I was a kid because it was in my area. Right, so it was on the news, like they were talking about it on the news.
Oh, was that Jaws 2, maybe?
It was the first one. I remember them talking because I talk about local news, are literally local news, because they were filming.
Today.
Well, we
They're
didn't.
filming a movie about a fish.
Well, it's not like we're California or Hawaii that
Right.
gets a lot of filming. It's quite rare.
Mhm.
So
Well,
because
yeah.
I remember when Mystic Pizza came out. I'm an extra in that, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
Pizza.
Yeah, Mystic
Is that
Pizza.
the one you're in?
Yeah. I'm on the
Sure.
street in the background. But it was now that's technically in Connecticut. It's right on the border with Rhode Island. But everyone was like, "Ooh, they're making a movie near us."
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. I got a
Let's
bottle
go
of
meet
water.
Julia Roberts before she gets famous.
I'm so.
Still think I'm misplacing the name of that movie and the movie I was in. I'm
Is it
pretty sure
Moonstruck or Mystic Pizza?
Moonstruck.
it's the
But
one
you-
that's
I don't know,
in
but you're making the
Mystic.
girls
It's
hungry.
the one that's literally in Mystic, Connecticut, and it has Cher
Is
in it.
That's Mystic Pizza.
Yeah.
And it has
Now
Cher.
Cher is the other one.
That's Moonstruck.
Cher's in Moonstruck. A
Okay,
pretty
well
famous
then,
Julia Roberts.
I'll-
is
Yeah,
in
because we had this
Mystic
conversation last year. You thought you were in the wrong one. We finally
Right.
figured out which one you're actually
in Moonstruck. Fair enough.
Pizza. Been in
It'd
too
been
many
years,
of
but
these.
we finally said
We figured we solved it. We solved it. Well, that was my more scandalous years of my life, to be fair.
Too many
Or
credits.
so maybe I should use the word salacious. Ooh. All right.
Nice.
Anyway, in the original novel, the mafia puts pressure on the mayor to keep the beaches open. That's a stupid idea. Don't do that. Stupid book.
That is
Okay.
dumb.
They already
Yeah.
did
Mafia.
Godfather. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that. Composer John Williams, whose career got a huge boost from this movie, didn't know that, was known as
Jazz musician.
Johnny Williams back when he wrote scores for TV shows like Lost in Space.
Austin
He was a
Spain.
jazz musician.
Fair enough. Well,
Mhm.
dude, that's a
Mhm.
national treasure now. Come on, John Williams.
Yeah.
And his son is the head of Toto.
Really?
Is that amazing?
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
telling a story about when he was like when he was like a kid and he was like, just kind of he was learning the guitar and just kind of coming into himself, but he didn't spend a lot of time. He didn't get to spend a lot of time with his dad because he was busy with movies and stuff. So for his birthday, he took him to like a big music store and he's like, yeah. And so he ran around and he just tried out all the different guitars and stuff. And
As
and
you
at the end of it, he's like, okay, got him whatever he liked. And like it's just sweet hearing him recall that
He
story.
better. He
And,
got that Star
and
Wars money.
That's
Better
right.
buy him whatever he
yeah,
wants.
That's right.
but I mean, he did well with it. I think they were all set musicians too, which is why they're like really, really, really good. And
Mm.
Yeah, no, session
singers.
musicians are straight up. That's true.
Yeah.
Because the difference between a session musician and a a musician who maybe becomes famous is like say Eddie Van Halen. Now
Look.
now Eddie it changed the genre. He created his own genre really. So Eddie's very important. However,
Sure.
Eddie is out there creating his own stuff as he goes, right? And therefore he's never reading music. And I know Eddie can read music. I've met Eddie, played with him in Rainbow Band actually. But he can read music, but he's not doing that when he's doing Van Halen stuff. Whereas a session musician, all we do is read, right? So therefore, these are
Super.
much more proficient and professional musicians compared to somebody who just got a big, like say U2.
Mhm.
That
No,
was
you
Mhm.
two.
that was a dig against Bono because he's a jackass. Anyway,
He's a
Oh.
ass.
he is.
Greedy.
Yeah, he's a horrible guy. Carl Gottlieb, the primary author of the screenplay,
Oh.
plays the newspaper editor Meadows. Oh, that's nice. He got a little cameo. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Let me see. Let me get up to 15 here. Jaws opened simultaneously on more than 450 screens in North America. Wow. We literally have 10 times that now on average.
Oh,
And now
Big deal back then.
2,000.
Well, no, we
But
see about
simultaneously
4,000.
means a lot because back then you would wait for a movie to show up in your town. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. That was a thing of the past. But seeing as a lot of us here were had money in our pocket in the 80s, we never experienced that.
And then Jaws
Oh.
changed it. It's the game changer.
Summer blockbuster.
Yep.
Mhm.
Murray Hamilton, who played the sleazy mayor of Amity, was chosen partly for his resemblance to Richard Nixon.
His sleaziness.
That's funny. That's funny. Talk about getting railroaded. Richard Nixon actually is, I don't agree with all the stuff he did, particularly taking us completely off the gold standard. However, as far as presidents go, he was actually a pretty good one.
He's the
Yeah.
only one that can go to China. That's
Yeah.
what Spock said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of really
Bob
bad
never lied.
presidents, guys.
Impossible.
We really have.
Yeah.
A lot of really bad ones. In 2001, Jaws was declared culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant by the National Film Registry of Library of Congress. Well, thank you, Congress.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, yeah. There were 3 Jaws sequels. No, well, you're not actually correct there. I do believe we're currently up to
was a 4.
2,869 sequels. I'm pretty sure.
No,
It
it's
was
Jaws
19
19
came out.
came out.
Yeah, it came out in 2015. Yeah,
And the
Yeah, Jaws
spin-off.
19.
Yeah.
That thing still looks fake.
and holographic movie too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Still looks fake.
Shark still
Still
looks
looks-
fake.
Now, I'll just do 16 because I've already mentioned it, but Quint's monologue about the USS Indianapolis was, of course, written by John Milius, another director. But of course, it was based on a real incident, which, of course, it was. That was the
Red Dawn.
they delivered the big boy for the Enola Gay to drop upon Hiroshima. hmm Yeah. Anyway, let's come back over here and see what they're doing for art wise. Nice. All right. Eric is really focused on Quint today. I like the chest hair. That's good. Good touch. Good touch.
Oh yeah, I like
And
it. A little
I
more
didn't-
in there. Let me get a little more in there.
I forgot he was rocking the mutton chops.
Yeah, I almost turned him into
Man
Wolverine
of
when I
the
started drawing. It's like,
sea.
oh, Wolverine is Quint.
It's a man of the sea.
Man,
Arr.
Wasn't there like a thing in
Arr.
Wizard magazine where they did like casting calls?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw something like that with like Quint as like bloody Wolverine. Maybe it was on the internet, maybe in the magazine. I can't remember, but I remember
Danny,
seeing
did
The
you-
something.
one they
like
had
that.
they had 2 Wolverines or 3 Wolverines on Wizard. I remember one was
Danny
Clint
DeVito.
Eastwood, but he was already too old.
Mhm.
Danzig.
The other one was Danzig,
Danzig?
but Danzig can't
Yeah.
act. Perfect
That was
one.
you know whose choice Danzig was? Stan Lee.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, don't tell Danzig
They
that.
met
He
each
might
other
get
and it was like,
upset
"Oh."
and do drugs again. Let's.
No, he knows.
One time they also picked Robert De Niro, and he just coming off of Cape Fear, but that was
Oh, he's
Oh.
tiny enough. Yeah.
the one that convinced me though was they casted Mel Gibson, and that was perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he could probably do. Well, he could probably have done that pretty well.
He's got
But
those
Yeah, back in
Popeye
the day.
forearms.
can we name anybody who has burned their bridges harder than Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
Who would you consider? Because boy, Robert has destroyed all the goodwill he had coming at him, dude. Who would you say is worse than Robert De Niro right now?
Sean Penn.
Yeah, but he
Napoleon.
never had that kind of general audience love.
Oh. Well, maybe not.
Jason
Well, maybe-
Bateman, but not.
Oh
also
God,
not.
he's mouthed off recently. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, but everybody who works with him says he's a creep and an ass.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true.
The guy
Even-
from Justified said it on TV.
Yeah, Timothy
Yeah, he
Oliphant.
did.
And Timothy Oliphant actually is kind of generally considered to be a pretty nice dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty
he
chill.
was like he's
Pretty
the
chill
only
guy, yeah.
he's the only dirt we ever worked with.
Yeah.
The only bad person I've ever worked with.
Well, Patton
And I-
Oswalt has got a bad reputation, dude, and it's not
Yeah, he
just
killed his
that
killed his wife.
Not just for murdering.
not just for murdering and potential, playing with younger females, but just his demeanor and assholishness and prima
Oh, yeah.
donna, and
Mhm.
he's pretty bad one. But I mean, for me, as far as status and general, rapport with the movie going audience, Robert De Niro I think has really just destroyed his legacy, dude. It's unbelievable. I mean, you don't have to like a dude. I mean, you're free to have your political opinion. You don't have to like a dude, but
He did
damn.
that when he played Frankenstein's monster. Good gravy.
I
Oh, you
mean,
didn't like that?
he's
I thought it was
Uh,
all right.
Oh, horrible. He's a midget.
He is a midget.
never
Oh,
liked
okay. I see your point. All right.
I'll be
Trying
honest
to
with
play
you.
a thing with 8
Being
feet
dead
tall.
serious.
He's a midget.
I never saw the appeal in De Niro ever.
No, he's a terrible actor. I'll say it.
Well,
I thought he
Just
sucked
hype,
from the minute I
overhyped.
watched him. I'm like, who could like this guy?
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah, he's not very good.
let's compare him. Let's take we're gonna have a choice. Is it Robert De Niro or Steven Seagal?
Steven Seagal.
All right, fine.
Seagal.
There you go. Fair enough. He did make 3
Don't
good
know why,
movies.
but
He
he's
did
got
make
that
3 good
magic.
movies. There were 3.
I'm not a Seagal fan at all, but
Me neither.
I'd watch him any day over De Niro.
Well, De Niro's been in good movies, but was he really great in those movies?
I've enjoyed a few of his films for sure. Meet the Fockers
was
was
it
probably
him?
my favorite.
But was it him or everybody else? And the movie was just great.
kind
It's the
of
script.
Well, anytime
Always
he
the
plays
script.
an asshole, he's actually quite good.
But why would you want to be
Method.
that person?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Oh God.
Listen, you motherfucking you. The only reason you're out here is because of me.
That's Joe Pesci. What are you doing?
Way better.
Way better,
than
way
De
better
Niro.
actor. Yeah, Joe Pesci.
De Niro never could have been in my cousin Vinny. It would have been terrible.
No, you're right.
Mm.
Yeah, Joe Pesci. You know, wonderful, wonderful actor. Unfortunately, the Lethal Weapon series went way, way long in the tooth, boy.
My favorite Joe
Jaws?
Pesci bit is by Jim Brewer.
Okay.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
on he was on a morning newscast, and it popped up on my YouTube when it had happened. And Jim Brewer said he would pay to have his GPS narrated by Joe Pesci.
Fair, fair. No, yeah, I
20
think a lot of
feet,
people.
10 feet, 5 feet. You blew it. Why am I in here? Someone get me out of here. Why do I talk to you? Oh, it's great.
Joe Pesci. But anyway,
get
I'm gonna
that
go
joke.
get some coffee. Eric, you're in charge.
Me?
Yeah,
No, Jeff.
Damn it.
Jeff's
Yeah,
not
Jeff
here.
could be in charge.
No,
Oh,
you
boy.
are in charge. Be in charge.
But I always get coffee when you're getting coffee. Okay, I'm in charge.
All right. Well, I could put. Okay, you know what? I'm
No.
going to be.
You're in charge. I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to hop around and see what everybody's drawing.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with Amy. Let's see. Will it pop up? Amy's drawing a baby shark and a.
Namor. It's Jeff the shark.
Oh, okay.
And Namor.
That's cute.
It was pretty fun. I was trying to think who's like an aquatic character, like, and I was trying to think because there's like Jeff, but then I was like, no, Aquaman's DC. Then I'm like, oh, what am I saying? Namor. So I'm like, that could be fun.
Cute.
So I
And
think
it
it's
does
so
look
cool.
like a baby shark, too.
He is a little bit. He's like super round. Like to draw him, you kind of have to start with a ball and then just kind of add on feet and figure out how to give him a little nose. But he's really cute. So I thought that
That's
would be fun.
definitely cute.
So I don't know why I just kind of became like preoccupied with I have to figure out how to make him do a good kick. Like, really? You're gonna try this? I'm like, I think it sounds like fun. And I'm like, it kind of worked because his proportions don't seem right for it at all, but I think that's pretty neat. I was like,
No, it's
Namor.
definitely cute. Let's see what Armron's working on here. Oh.
Yeah.
I left
That's
Baby Shark for Mike. He's can still have Baby Shark. I don't know Baby Shark has
Armron, that should be like a Baywatch bathing suit. Maybe you could put Baywatch across
Yeah, just on the side.
somewhere.
But she wore she was wearing a red swimsuit.
Yeah,
This is a swimsuit that the chick,
Oh.
the first victim was wearing. So
Naked the first one.
Nice.
They were on the beach.
Definitely looks good.
Jaws. First victim, they were all drunk on a beach party.
yeah,
and then she stripped down buck naked. You guys should have a laugh to how it should have ended on YouTube. And yeah,
Are they
got a
still
great
doing those?
one.
I haven't watched one in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, who watches the new Marvel movies? I mean, come on. But they've done some other movies, and they did one for Jaws a couple of years ago. It's great. She's in the water swimming, and he just pops up and he goes, "Ooh, I like to swim naked too," and then he eats her.
Isn't it the voice of Cleveland as well?
Yeah. It.
The guy
Well, I
does
didn't
that
want to do it
Cleveland
too.
voice.
It's pretty high pitched, and if you're wearing headphones, I don't want to blow your ears out. So
Mm. Dang, that's a really good looking shark.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it looks great. Looks great. Let's see who else we got
Some
here.
bubbles.
Who's next? Who's next on my list? Me? I could skip me.
Oh,
Uh,
you think?
do, 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 do,
I should
do.
probably
Doc?
start
See,
cleaning this
Doc?
up.
I haven't seen Alan draw in a long time. Let's see. It's cute.
Oh,
I mean, it's not
here-
supposed to be cute, I guess, but it's cute.
That's supposed to be cute. It works.
Yay.
Oh. That guy is like a doll's eyes.
Like a doll's eyes. My favorite person quoting that is if you watch Always Sunny, Charlie does that line. And
Oh, does
think about it. I think about it all the time.
That's a really good Geppetto. It's a really good Geppetto Quint.
Quinto.
Quinto. I
Yeah, that-
actually have somewhere around here. It might be in a box. It's got to be put away because it's one of my brothers. He has the NECA toy of Quint.
Oh,
Oh. I don't
that's
know.
new,
They've
right?
well, fairly new. I think it came out about 5 years ago, and they did a Hooper. I don't think
That's
they did a
new.
Brody.
No, they did. It was ready to release, and his family said no.
Ah, okay.
They
Because
did like the
anytime I see
Mego
them-
style one, right? The
Yeah,
ones the
yeah,
real
yeah.
clothes. Yeah.
Right,
And there were
yeah.
prototypes shown of Brody. He had like the uniform was perfect. They showed the head sculpt, and it was still gray because it was prototype.
Right.
And right as it was in like being sent off to the factory to make the dyes and all that, they're like, "Oh, no, we don't want to do it."
Oh,
wow.
jeez.
Why?
I kind of
That's
thought it had
damn-
something to do with the family because I'd see
It
Quint
did,
all the
but-
time. I'd see
Yeah,
Hooper.
they pulled the license like as it was going to the factory. So it's like, what?
Because they've done 2 Hoopers, one in his scuba diving outfit and one in his
Mhm.
little t-shirt and jacket.
That's the one I seen by my store. The Hooper with the jacket.
Yeah, yeah. And I think even Funko only released one Roy Schreider, and they've done other stuff since then, but they have not released another Roy Schreider.
What did they do? The pop, because you don't need anyone's likeness for that.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, they all got those soulless eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only good Funko Pop is the shark because it's
Right,
accurate.
And Mego was, or not Mego, but NECA was coming out with a bunch of new stuff this year for the 50th
They have a
anniversary. Like
they have a Bruce, right?
a shark game, like the
Yeah, it's a
old
tribute.
shark game.
It's
Yeah,
a tribute to the old Mego game, but it's like an actual really good Bruce figure.
yeah. It looked
know,
really good.
If you buy
Too
the
expensive
Hooper
for
with
me.
There's a video game
know.
where you can play as the shark, and and the point of the game is to kill as many people as you can.
Oh yeah,
Maneater,
I remember that.
Maneater. It's
Yeah,
yeah, just straight to like download, like a download.
like the little yellow submarines were like your enemies because they would shoot at you.
if you buy that
I wonder
Hooper
how
figure
often submarines are yellow.
and a
And
what?
and a
Peter Venkman NECA figure, then you can do a What About Bob diorama.
Or if you get that and a pizza and some Christmas lights, you can do a Close Encounters.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sailing.
yeah.
Sailing.
Richard Dreyfuss connection.
Richard Dreyfuss. Mashed potatoes.
Oh, I loved him as the evil crime lord in Red. That was great.
Yeah.
Josh,
I
how many
loved his
facts do you have
interview
left?
with Bill Maher where he was falling off the chair.
How many do I have left? Like
What happened?
30?
Oh, is one of the facts you have how Quint and
How Richard
Hooper
Dreyfuss doesn't know how
hated
Richard
each other
Dreyfuss
on
doesn't
set?
understand chairs.
I don't know. Let me see here. I think I had 50, so I have a lot left. I was only on 16. Film was originally scheduled for a 55-day shoot. It took 159 days, of course.
Of course.
Spielberg paid some of that out of his own pocket.
Well, fair
Okay.
enough. Charlton Heston lobbied hard for the Brody role. Wow, I did not know that.
I would cast him
But
as
instead,
Jaws.
he got the part as the shark.
Fair.
Let me put in my
Uh,
dentures.
From his cold dead hands, indeed. Jaws was based on an actual 1916
dirty
incident at
swimmer.
Jersey Shore.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Was it 20?
1916.
Yeah. It was in the creeks. It wasn't even in the ocean.
Yeah, the estuaries, yeah.
A shark
It
got
was the
into
bull
the.
shark that swam up into fresh water.
Oh no.
Well, sharks do that.
Yeah, there was a summer of terror where they swam up in these tiny little streams, and people were attacked in a swimming hole.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 miles from the ocean.
Oh my gosh. That's.
So of
Yeah.
course no one knew what was going on. Just the guy comes out of the creek with no leg. What? Those are some big
Snapping
turtles.
turtle got him.
These turtles are huge.
Actually,
Yeah,
four
it's
four bathers died. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, they're saltwater creatures. How are they living in that?
Oh, they
Some
can.
can adapt.
That's not the only time they've been seen in fresh water. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
no,
Happens
no,
more
they
often than you think.
it happens a lot. Yeah. In the
Even
original,
Mississippi,
Bull
you get
sharks
sharks up in
migrate to
Mississippi
fresh
River, too.
water, right?
Yep, that is true. In the original novel, Hooper, Richard Dreyfuss' character, of course, and Mrs. Brody had an affair. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hooper.
That's a twist.
That's what those bottles of wine are about. Oh, I brought some bottles of wine.
That's interesting. Scott Joplin's Ragtime is heard from the band Shell during the Beach Panic sequence. The Sting, the 1973 hit movie that sparked the Ragtime revival, co-starred Robert Shaw of Jaws. So that's interesting. It's actually a good movie, The Sting. Yeah.
And it will forever be the sound of ice cream trucks.
Mhm.
Yep, that's true.
Hamlish, was that his name? The composer? Marvin Hamlish?
What? You mean?
Hamlish, that did the Sting.
I don't know. I don't know.
Scott Joplin?
Well, Scott
Well,
Joplin
let's-
created Ragtime, yeah. But let's see here. 22. The shock moment when Ben Gardner's disfigured head pops out of the boat was an 11th hour edition. Huh. It is a good scene.
Oh, that's right.
Spielberg decided the movie needed one more big scream. Fine. Besides Moby Dick, Jaws may owe something to Henrik Ibsen's play An Enemy of the People, in which a doctor tries to warn townspeople that their resort is contaminated. Interesting.
The sharks.
Yeah.
You've got a shark contamination.
Yeah, shark
The
contamination.
campers are getting sick. They're all turning into sharks.
At one point, a disgruntled Hooper drawls,
Sharknado.
I'm not going to stand this abuse much longer. A parody of Clark Gable in Mutiny on the Bounty. Fair enough. And 25 here. Universal Studios spent $1.8 million promoting Jaws. That's a lot.
then.
That's 1974 money, so that's a
It
whole
is
lot.
a lot. Jaws
when
was
your
first shown
stock
on
was
TV
safe.
in 1979, which is probably when I saw it.
I think the Disney Marvel movies they spent over $200 million in promoting.
Yeah, just on
Well,
like a
these
few
days,
commercials.
yeah,
Like,
they're
that
kind of
expensive.
dumb.
Mhm. And the movies aren't any
That's why
good.
people
So
were like, why are these movies taking so long to advertise? It's like, because it's expensive and people will forget about it if you advertise too soon now. There's so much out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, why? Like, people were freaking out because there were no Superman commercials until like this month. And it's like, yeah, because people will forget if you do it 6 months ahead of time.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, if you look back at the Superman's doing exactly what Deadpool and Wolverine did too. They had no advertising till like the month before or weeks before. And remember how you just saw Hugh and Reynolds everywhere?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You couldn't turn on your phone or your TV without seeing those two pretending to be
Yeah.
best friends and everything else. Oh yeah. So no, you definitely have to wait closer now because people, with the way media hits you, we're like goldfish now. 20 seconds later, ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
What's that?
And there's
Bang.
just so much out there. Just
Mhm.
the glut of entertainment that you'll just forget.
Yes.
And nothing
Anyway,
comparable
Chester,
now.
keep going.
We grew up on
Well, I'm going to show the art a little bit. I'll get back to it in a minute.
With the microwave generation.
we grew up in the rerun generation, so we like know
Yes.
and remember a bunch of quotes
Mhm.
from this and that. The new generation has none of that.
No,
Yeah.
Unless it's
they're
a
the
TikTok.
microwave generation. It's got to be now.
what about air fryers?
No, because the new generation has Nosferatu because of SpongeBob.
I'll tell you what. So right now, I'm talking to a couple new kids where I'm at. They're younger, right? I ask them if they've seen any classic movies. They go no. And the one kid, he was.
Highlander.
I looked at him. We both paused for a minute, and I said, "You guys watch everything on your phones?" He goes, "Yeah, it's true. Everything I do is on my phone." I went,
So
"Okay."
you've never seen a movie.
I go, I go, "Do your mom and dad have this at home?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Then go turn it on and put your phone down." So, and
Read a book.
no success yet, but he wants to do it. So I keep getting him once in a while. Just, did you do it yet? No, not yet.
It's over, kids. Read a book.
book.
You
Yep.
know,
It's
Turn
over.
off your,
Come home.
I
turn off
offer
your dopamine push button and go watch something on your TV or read a book.
I offered I bought both of my kids when they were at university. Of course, I had to set up apartments for them, right? And I had to buy all the furniture and everything in it, right? Of course, and I bought them both TVs, right? And I got them both laptops for study, at university, cell phones, etc., all that kind of stuff.
Being a good dad.
Even though they have this big, beautiful Sony TV, because I only buy Bravia.
TV.
Yeah, I only buy Sony. It's the best TV. But they hardly ever use them, and I was a little miffed, and I was like, "That's a badass. It's a badass TV I bought you." And they're like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't know. I got my phone." And you want to slap them in the head? It's like that thing is like literally 2 inches wide. What the hell are you talking about?
You can stream your phone on your TV.
It's all right.
They don't even
Optometrists
full
are loving
screen,
it.
dude. Go ahead, Ron.
Optometrists are loving it.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But I mean, they don't even full screen it. They
Yeah,
just watching
you
a
have a whole
little.
generation of legally blind people. That's like dentist offices had like a huge boom after the COVID crap.
Oh, did they? Why?
People sat at home and did nothing and didn't take care of their teeth because they weren't doing anything else.
Well, why would you not brush your teeth every day? It's like, eh.
Because they were afraid to go outside or afraid to do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, just for your own self, you don't want slimy mouth. That sucks.
Because all of our habits are
Very
based on
teeth.
social things, and when you take away the social, you take away everything.
No, I don't need to go in public to keep my teeth non-scummy. Thank you.
I will admit my bathing habits changed.
Everybody's did. I noticed that. Like now, when you go out in public, people stink.
Oh, they do. Now I still took a shower every day, but since I didn't have to leave to go to the office, I didn't get up early to take a shower and get dressed. I just walked into my home office and started working. At lunch, I take my shower and that.
Right? You're hard at work in your PJs.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Mhm.
Depends if grandkids are here or not.
I didn't have that. We had no.
Fine, I'll put on pants.
We had no shutdown with COVID, so it was business as usual here. But however, me personally, I can't go. I mean, 2 days without taking a shower. Whoa, yeah, I don't like it much.
Oh no, I can't go that long without a shower. I mean, I just go to lunch and that's fine. But there's times I don't take one for a day, just occasionally. But man, I hate doing that. It's like,
yeah.
creepy.
Well, let's keep in mind a lot of cultures around the world would only during modern times, of course, would only shower weekly. Saturdays in America, especially. I can't. Now I'm not assuming because with the Scandinavian people, you have these idiot Hollywood people saying that they never bathe. That the Scandinavians bathe every morning, every day.
Right.
What are you talking about? They might not have took full on baths in big tubs or something like that, but they would sponge bath every day.
Yeah, they have their famous little bowl.
They do.
That little bowl full
That
of
is
soap.
true. A special bowl. Actually.
Clark
but-
Griswold toothbrush situation there.
Explain that. I know. I is that his brother-in-law used it or something?
But do
No,
they know about
remember,
the free show?
So you were saying, remember? So I just I changed it a little bit. Remember the European vacation when he was looking for somewhere to brush his teeth? They go, "That's what we go to the bathroom in."
Quite so.
I forget what country they were in when they did that in European vacation.
I don't know if I saw that one. I saw Vacation.
Oh, I like them all.
Hey, Christmas Vacation is probably the best.
Yeah, Christmas is the best.
That's one that's become the classic of all of them in recent
Yes.
years.
But I got us off topic. So, anyways, keep going.
Okay. Well, I am working on the straw poll, so you guys can interject.
Straw poll.
Wait a minute. Here's a great whistle.
Better be fish-oriented names in the straw poll.
I mean, really, you don't
Patriotic
trust me
fit.
at all? Goodness
What?
They
gracious!
better be good ones.
Well, I'm actually
Patriotic fit. Like the
I'm
red, white,
actually
and blue cat.
quite proud of today's straw poll. Thank you very much.
As happy.
I feel it's somewhat ingenious.
Ooh. You had a vision for it. Nice.
I did.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what it is. I bet it's going to be really fun. And maybe about sharks. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's definitely shark related.
There you go. I heard a poop.
Something like that we're doing Mononoke.
And then a
Is that
brown
next
shark
week?
was swimming in the water.
No, next week is Superman.
week? Yeah.
Superman? Oh, because is that the movie?
The movie's out next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Can't wait.
I hope it's good. Although I've seen some clips that are not making me happy, dude. He's
Yeah.
made a
Yeah.
very
Some-
angry Superman. It's like, dude, why do they keep screwing that up
No.
like that?
Okay, but
No,
Chester,
it's not.
there's been more than one time where Superman's come into Lex's office and smashed his desk right in front of him.
Yeah, someone
Yeah, the
posted
last
up that.
Superman we had was a complete psychopath.
Yeah, but he's not a whiny bitch while doing it.
Right, that's the only complaint I had about it. Was not that he was yelling at Luthor. It's he wasn't yelling with authority. He was yelling as
Whiny
an unhappy
Biatch.
child.
There was context,
That
though.
was a little weird.
No one's talking about context.
Someone took my dog.
Where's my
Exactly.
dog? Although there was one scene I did
If
see.
it was Lois, it'd be like, give me Lois. But the dog, like, no, not the dog.
Don't hurt my dog.
Don't
Yep,
hurt the
that's
dog.
how you react when it's a dog. If it's a human, it's like you stay calm and cool. But dogs break you.
He
But
took
the other scene, speaking of
dog?
dogs, there's a scene where they show more of him fighting that kaiju, and there's like a little Russell Terrier that's barking while he's trying to tell him get lost, and the dog won't move. So he just gives him a blow, a blow to get him to go, and then he takes care of the kaiju. They don't show you the whole battle, but they just show you that. And I was like, yeah, okay, good. I'm good
That's
with that.
Superman.
That's Superman.
It's
I
not-
like it.
That's the most
Although, I
Superman
did-
thing that's been put on film.
Although that's
Superman kicks
almost
the
scene
dog?
it's almost a shot for shot stolen scene from Shazam.
Yeah,
Is it really?
I'd forgotten all about that scene.
Yeah,
There was a dog scene from Shazam.
yeah. Shazam.
Yeah, it's
holding
just
a
kind of
huge bus
watching
over his
him.
head.
Wait, I'm sorry.
The
what
dog
was
is
it
just
called?
there, like, yeah, whatever.
I don't know if I remember that.
It's when he
Was it the
catches
first-
the bus from
First
the
one or-
overpass,
Oh, when he catches the bus. Okay.
and there's like a dog that just like strolls up, and it doesn't bark. It just like stares at him like he's weird, and he's like,
Gotcha.
"Move, move, move," and the dog's just like, "Yeah, whatever," and it just slowly walks away.
And once again, Superman's biting Shazam.
Yep,
Yeah.
his whole career is stealing from Shazam.
Poor Billy.
Yep. The greatest, the worst written character in comic history is Captain Marvel, Shazam.
Worst written.
Because no one's smart enough to write the wisest man on the planet.
No,
That's a good point.
it's like the same with Wolverine. He's like 200 years old, but no one knows how to write a 200-year-old guy. Everyone just writes him like a
Yeah.
teenager.
Yeah, they always screw that up. They
Plus,
always
because
screw
the
that
people
up.
that write him are just like comic fans that just like, I want to make him just like he's always been. I don't want to do anything creative.
Read a book. Try to
Read a book.
Yeah, none of them are literate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem too.
Yeah. Kind of like so many of the artists now.
Oh
only
yeah,
ever
there's
can-
artist
yeah.
illiteracy too, big time.
It's like, oh, I'll try to
Their
set it
whole
up.
inspiration is like, oh, this one comic artist. Like, you've never seen art?
Right.
You've only seen comic art? Like, what?
And I'm not saying comic art isn't art. It absolutely is. But
It
those
is,
artists
but there's
study the fine
A
arts.
bigger picture out there. Yeah.
Look at
Right.
some
Comic
Da
art is
Vinci
just
or
aping the
Norman
other
Rockwell
stuff.
or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't just look at comic art.
Right.
Look at
By
Alex
all
Ross or
means,
something.
enjoy it, take inspiration, but
Yeah.
take inspiration from different places. Because all of
Right.
it, like your art's going to be, it's the part of you that is you, and then everything else that you see and experience. And you don't really get to develop your art without kind of taking in a lot of other things. And
And
all
if you
of that,
study the classics, your art will automatically get better because you'll appreciate
that's true. The shape
more
of
than
it.
just like man running, man jumping. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Like we've
This is
never
how
heard
we
that
got it.
before.
like every comic now is just like, oh, remember this cover from 19 whatever? And it's like all they do is they
Oh.
ape old covers, and you're like, really?
Yeah, so they don't even tell the artist what the story is. They're like, just make covers. We don't care anymore. It's like, you missed
Mhm.
what the
Mhm.
book's supposed to be.
Like, is it relevant at all? Like, it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
It might be, but we're not going to communicate that to the artist.
It's kind of like the book way of doing things. Like novels used to do that back in the day. Like Frazetta
Really?
got famous drawing characters he never read, like Conan.
Oh, interesting.
And the Conan image everyone has, it's like the, guy with a sword dressed like Tarzan is
Mhm.
Frazetta. And he
Yep.
never read a Conan story.
Didn't he? Oh,
He just didn't
Did he
like
just-
reading, apparently.
wow. I
His
like
wife
that
would read
more.
it and she's like, oh yeah, this is cool, you might like it. And then he would just like kind of go off of a few things she would say.
This is what my wife likes, so I'm painting it.
And then he just had the thing of like, well, it's commercial art, so I got to make it dynamic and
Right.
eye-catching. So he's a naked dude on a rock surrounded by dead bodies
And he's like, okay,
and a hot
that's
chick.
exciting as this.
Yeah.
And the creative.
And that famous Conan cover, he painted twice because one of his favorite artists mentioned, like, oh, why doesn't he have a neck? And he painted out his entire head and shoulders and repainted it to add in the neck.
Oh my gosh.
Good
That's-
God. I didn't know that.
That's like the level of like artist at that time. Did like Sargent, the classical artist Sargent,
Mhm.
half of his things we call masterpieces, he did like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I love that.
Like he would
It's just
do it.
so
There's the one of like a building with a woman up on top, like 2 women on top of the building, like bathing in the sun. And it's called like Woman on Roof or something. And he did that like 3 times because he's like, oh, I don't like the angle of the sunlight in that one. So I'm going to draw it with the sun coming from the other side. Or I don't like this one shadow. So I'm going to redo
Money
the
those
entire
guys
thing.
made back then that they could keep doing that over and over and survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like quirky ideas from artists. Actually, you don't see artists really talked about in a lot of movies. There's The Dark Half, of course, Steven Spielberg adaptation that has an artist in it. But actually, one of my more favorite recent depictions of an artist in a movie, strangely enough, is from Orphan: First Kill.
Why is that familiar?
No, the
Horror
Orphan.
movies always have artists as a protagonist, though.
They are, but I mean, I love that the art in it and the concept. The Orphan series is interesting. It's different. It's worthy of your attention.
Well, everyone believes that artists don't have jobs and they don't need them. They just
Right.
magically make
Right.
money. Like writers in movies, it's always writers that are protagonists because they, I just got my my advance on my book, so I'm going to go on a 10-year vacation now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know as well as I do. A lot of times, artists portrayed in movies, in horror movies, quite a bit. Their art isn't very good, right?
It's as good as whoever they got to do it on the set
Right.
that day was. Yeah.
But for Orphan 2, or First Kill it's called, the art is fabulous. It's fantastic. And the concept is, and it's in a perfect, the art room is a perfect setting. It's really good art, but what he does is he uses blacklight art, blacklight paint, and it creates a whole nother aspect to the painting. And when you flick it back and forth, it changes the implication of the art. And it's really well done. I mean, it's one of the strongest visuals in the movie. I really like it. There's a couple art pieces in that movie that are truly spectacular.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they were done for the movie because they're plot specific and plot oriented. Yeah, it's really good. Both those movies have some pretty good art in it. The first
I
one,
wonder if the director or somebody was an artist and just used his own stuff.
maybe that happened, but it's just like when we get a special effects guy does a movie, right?
Hmm.
Like Sabini or something like that. But that could be very true. In the first movie, there's quite a bit. It's a theme of these movies. There is quite a bit of art, but it isn't until the very last reveal scene that you see the true art that she's doing, and it's once again spectacular. I love that series. It's the second one. You know, I like their diligence to stick to the theme and keep the same actress, but the first one works better because she is quite young when she does the first movie. The second one they have, and of course she's not as young as they make her out to be, but it's because she is younger. It's easier to sell than in the second one, right? I'm not going to spoil it because I really think you should go watch it. It's actually not a bad little horror series. It's unique.
And not many people do that.
Nope. Basically, everyone covers a few basic films: Jaws, Halloween, Alien. It's true.
Mm?
No, you're right. Yeah, it's true.
So I do appreciate things that are new, and things that are, uh, well done. I mean, that those series are low budget. They're from Dark Castle, I think. So they're, B movie studio, but they're really, really solid. Am I the only one here that's seen the Orphan series?
I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, there's two. Yeah, I like them. I love them both. Second one has best art in it.
The Quickening.
I've heard of. I think I've heard of the Orphan series, but I've never
Yeah.
watched them.
Orphan 2, The Quickening.
And it's something that
Oh, okay.
anybody can watch because it's not too bloody or too grotesque or too sexualized. It's not. I don't know that it's PG-13. I'm not sure what the rating is, but it's not. Some people really don't like too much gore or too much sex stuff. It doesn't have any of that really. So it's definitely kind of a general audience horror movie. It's really well done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's become a big thing in recent years too. It's like the more return to the thriller
Yep.
horror movie
Yeah,
thing.
Yep.
right?
Which I appreciate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not one for just. I don't like gore fests. If you're gonna give me gore, then
Well,
Here,
the psychological ones are the ones that become like
Right. Those ones are
evergreen
the
too.
ones.
They're
Yeah,
the
they're
ones
the
that stick
ones
around.
that's true. They're the ones that become better.
And they stick in your head. You
They do.
remember it.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Although to be fair, if you're a fan of gore, then if you get like an homage to it, like say with the Terrifier series, it is enjoyable. But the Terrifier, for instance, is a love letter to gore films, right? But it's very niche, though. It's very niche. The truth is, something that's more like Alfred Hitchcock thriller is really a better horror, a better way to go.
mm-hmm.
Well, that's why Jaws lasted, because it was meant to be a gore fest, but the shark never worked.
Yeah.
It
But
ended up being like the more Hitchcockian type.
which works
it-
better.
So it makes it last.
It
Yeah.
That's right.
Anything that
Actually works
challenges
better,
the
yeah.
mind.
Yeah. But to be fair, Spielberg's always been the the guy that wants to soften things. Like for instance, the original Gremlin script was dark as shit. That would have been a full-on horror movie. He came in, he was like, "Hey, let's lighten this up a bit. It's still got horror elements in it, but let's lighten it up." And of course, it's one of his better movies is Gremlins. I mean, let's be fair.
And he's just a producer.
I do like
It's
Gremlins.
Dante.
It's been a long
Really.
time, so it's really good.
Yeah, but we know Spielberg. It's just like the freaking Poltergeist movies. We know he's the guy sitting there in
Oh, yeah.
everybody's ear.
He was the one in charge.
Yeah, because you can feel it. It's pure Spielberg.
You feel the Spielberg?
Yeah.
It is.
80s.
Spielberg,
80s classic Spielberg. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's unfortunate that he's kind of fallen off a lot recently.
He got old. I guess he's just he's done his thing. Seems like, I don't know.
Yeah, so
Was it
retired
Ready
then.
Player One was his last movie? Good lord.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he's kind of is retired, right?
He should just stop. I mean, because
I think he did.
Well,
George Lucas broke him.
Maybe. But remember, his last really great movie was Saving Private Ryan, and that's the late 90s.
Was Minority Report after that?
Which one?
Minority Report. That was after.
Were you sure?
Yeah, because Ryan is like late 90s.
It is very late 90s, like 97 or something like that. Maybe, but Minority Report,
Minority Report.
I did kind of like it, but that's not a
his
great
last, big Spielberg type movie.
Yeah, but
And
it's
after
not
that,
a
he was
great
kind of
movie
normal.
though, dude. That movie didn't hit like a Spielberg movie hits. Maybe some people might say AI because that certainly came out after, but to be fair,
I
AI
forgot who did that.
is kind of insufferable.
Well, because it's not Kubrick, and that's who it was meant for. And it was
That's
just-
true. I mean, I'll give Spielberg all the credit. He tried really hard to make a Kubrick movie. He did. Because
Mhm.
he had nothing but respect for Kubrick, and he wanted to finish that work that Kubrick wanted to do with AI. So, and I appreciate the effort, I really do. But it just, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Anywhere here like AI?
It's
Yeah,
I like
but I
watching.
understand. I know. Yeah,
I
It's
like
depressing.
things in it.
It is a
I
depressing
like
movie.
things in it.
The
It is
end.
very
Yeah.
depressing. Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like it had stuff I loved,
Mhm.
but they don't. Not enough of them to where I'm like, oh, I want to watch that again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way I feel too.
It's
I'm
something you watch when you're flipping through channels, but you don't, consciously decide I'm going to watch through AI
no,
completely.
you don't do
No.
that. No. It is a really well made movie though. Of course it is. He made a BFG, and
Is
you
that
know
him?
that's him. Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
And
that was recent too.
it was recent somewhat, and it was all right for a kids film, I guess.
It just didn't have that magic
It didn't.
anymore.
It didn't have it. Of course, his remake of West Side Story bombed because he decided to get woke, and he refused to translate the Spanish because he didn't want to disrespect their culture. It's like, what?
It's not a Spanish
Starring.
story.
Yeah,
I heard the music numbers were really good,
they probably were.
like technically.
But nobody outside of Spanish-speaking countries could watch the damn movie.
I thought I was watching this in America.
Right?
That's a weird excuse though.
It was just a woke
It was just
bullshit,
an odd
dude.
thing to remake such a classic.
Yeah, it was a
Some
mistake. And
studio head probably
I
was
didn't even know
breathing
it
down
was
his
woke.
back.
probably, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he probably had to
it
owed someone a
unfortunately,
favor.
it fortunately was at the height of that nonsense.
Mhm.
It is what it is. But what is he? As a producer, he's still done. His name gets put on a lot of things. Let's be fair. How much is he actually involved? I have no clue. I mean, shit, they put his name as a producer on the remake of The Color Purple, as if we needed a remake of that frickin' tragedy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't think he's
Those who thought
actually.
first was too fun.
Well, yeah,
They probably had to give him credit because he owned the rights to it or something.
maybe, but his name is on a ton of shit. I don't think he's involved at all. His directorial stuff, of course, he's doing. Some people like Warhorse. We're talking about things after Saving Private Ryan, trying to find something as a gem, a true Spielberg gem. Warhorse, it's a good movie, but it doesn't have that magic. Lincoln, holy crap, dude. I wish that he was more honest
been
about
great.
Lincoln. That would have been nice.
It would have been great, but not.
What do you say?
Lincoln's one of those like it should have been good, but it just doesn't hit the ground.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it
just
just doesn't
missing that
land.
magic. Of course, you have
Yeah,
Bridge of
it's
Spies and
something.
Munich, which are basically very similar movies, and they just don't hit. Let's see here. Terminal. It's a good movie, though. That is a good movie.
I want
Cat-
Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, where he's a foreigner wants to come see jazz music. It's actually a really good movie. Yeah, Catch Me If You Can. There's two of those. I don't know if he did the second one. But it is a fun movie, though. Catch Me If You Can.
Like that. Yeah, I thought that was a good movie. A true
Yeah.
story too. So
Yeah. So that was kind of good, but it's once again not Spielberg mega smash, right? It's just not. Of course, we won't even talk
So
about
what was this
the
last
Kingdom of the
big
Crystal
movie?
Skull. I think it's Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan and Jurassic Park, right? Those
Yep.
are two last big giant
Yep.
things.
That was his big thing. Schindler's List, of course, it was around the same era.
Oh
Yeah. But yeah, I just don't see anything here that hits. Now he does have 3 movies coming out that haven't released yet. He's got an Amblin, which of course is his company, untitled Amblin movie. All right. there's some untitled Frank Bullet project, and of course the Napoleon TV series, which episode 1 is already dropped. So I haven't even heard anything about that. So yeah, and Ready Player One. I mean, boy,
I heard that was bad, man.
yeah. It's just he should have retired.
Oh, YA.
Yeah, and
YA stuff,
like the
man.
BFG, it's very YA stuff. I don't know.
BFG
It's
was
just
okay, though. I
unfortunately
liked it.
he's yeah, it's good for the family, I guess, but I don't know. It's just unfortunate. He's not what he used to be.
Nah.
But if you were to say these days, who is the best director going now?
There's no good movies.
There's your answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a whole bunch.
I
There's
mean, probably it's gonna be overseas. The guy who did Parasite's done a couple good things, right?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Parasite. There's another one. It just sticks with you. It's like one of those movies you're not going to forget it.
Yeah. Although
You know what? He did The Host.
Yeah, I
right?
prefer The Host over Parasite. I do.
Another one. It's just like, oh, it's way better than it should be.
Yeah, it's kind of reminded me a little bit of Relic. You remember that little creature feature that came out
Well, the
forever
monster looked like it.
Yeah.
It was like a giant catfish with legs.
Yeah.
But I like that. It was a believable monster because it wasn't too big. It was like, it looked like a fish that would live in a dirty river that the Americans created with toxic waste.
That's right.
Fish down by the river.
Yeah. I don't think it's the same director, but another really good Korean movie I've seen come out, which ironically is also a horror movie, was Last Train to Busan. That was good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Well, that was real good.
That was real good. Yeah.
But see, that's one that's so good you can't rewatch because it's so heartbreaking.
It is brutal. Yeah.
That you're like, oh yeah, that's right. It's this movie.
That was beautiful.
It had a
Oh.
sequel which was okay, but it's nothing compared to.
Oh, I didn't
to
even
the
know
first
that. Yeah.
movie. Yeah. There was
Yeah,
a
it was like they
sequel.
just expanded the world, right?
Yeah. It's a different
Great,
character
so now I'm even
too.
more
and
heartbroken.
Everything too. So,
Yeah,
but it's like it's a sequel. It's an actual sequel too. So I
yeah,
forget what it's called.
I
Though.
have a hard time watching
think-
Korean stuff. I just hate the sound of the Korean language.
And they're movies that
little
always
weak. They're a little
gut
strange, I
punch them,
admit.
right? Like they're always emotional where they know how to do that. Take you right up to the end, just punch you in the gut.
Yeah,
and
no,
leave you speechless.
they know how to make movies. You're right. I just
Like I Saw the Devil. Like that's so good. It's like the guy that was an old boy that played Old Boy is in it.
yeah.
And then the guy that played Storm Shadow is in it, and it's like a fable of why revenge doesn't work. Because the guy gets revenge and he's just like, oh.
What did it
Yeah, you
accomplish?
mentioned
You're
Old
worse
Boy.
than the guy that did it.
Right. Yeah, Old Boy is so twisted, dude. That movie is freaking twisted.
That the final scene where he's like, okay, here's why I did everything, and it's all because of something that happened. Like in elementary school?
Yeah, when they were kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you bullied me when I was like 10, so I'm going to wait 45 years and then take my revenge on you. That's going to take like 10 years of your life. Holy crap!
Yeah, it is hard.
But I saw that in the theater on a whim. We're just like, oh, I heard this was okay. Let's go see it. It's playing at our theater, huh?
Yeah. That's a
And
rough.
just leaving that theater, not a single person talked.
No, they didn't.
People
I
were
bet
just,
they
like,
didn't.
silent for like an hour.
And as far as Old Boy goes, do not watch the American remake. It is someone should be shot for that crap.
I
Yeah.
heard it was pretty bad.
Anyway, I'm
It's
looking
bad.
at a list of modern directors who somebody's opinion are the best going, and none of them are really young here. Edgar Wright.
Yep.
Okay. All right, fair
You're
enough.
right. Yeah.
Visual
I do
director.
like Edgar.
Yes.
There's a bunch of woke crap in here. These are all woke ladies, and all their movies make no money and
Danny
suck.
Danny Boyle's never done a bad one, and he does like a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
They
The guy
got
did
Yeah.
28 Years Later and all that.
right. Well, we got Dennis Villeneuve
Train Spotting.
here, and he's all
Yeah.
right.
He's got a style.
These are all.
That's
This is
awesome.
super woke site. They're all females, dude, and none of them made money except for the Greta Gerwig. She made money with Barbie, of course. David Fincher, once again, not a young guy. Wes
When's the last
Anderson,
time he did
not
a
a young
movie?
guy. What was that?
David Fincher. When's the last time he did a movie? He like vanished too.
His most recent movie is Gone Girl and the Killer, I'd say.
The one with Fassbender in it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um,
We got Wes Anderson once again, Quentin Tarantino. These are all old people. Bong Joon-ho, we already mentioned. Guillermo del Toro, once again, not a young guy.
No.
Paul Thomas Anderson, not a young guy. And Christopher Nolan, fuck off list. All right.
I mean, are most of the young creators all doing stuff on the
Who has a
internet?
lot of
Say that again.
Are most of the young creators doing stuff on the internet right now? They're just not
Yeah,
getting a chance to
probably.
make films and distribute them. So, I mean, if you're not in the system, what else can you do?
There are some
Well,
people.
even the old ones are like the one you mentioned that did Seven. All of his stuff has just been released to streaming
Yeah.
in recent
Really?
years.
Yeah, and you do have a lot of young guys and gals coming up in the horror industry. Of course, that's where they usually start, right?
Well, it's just tough to get noticed because
yeah.
there's so much out there.
But there are a couple that have some nice vision, like the guy who did Evil Dead Rising. He's got a good look. He's got a good look.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
Even the Alien movie, despite its flaws,
Yeah.
it does look really good. It has good visuals and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, yeah, it looks really good.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, let me go over here, and I'm going to take the straw poll, which I have finished, and I don't care if
Yay.
anything is spelled correctly or not. I'm going to leave it as it is.
Shark is SHYRK.
I didn't use the word sharks once.
Oh, darn it.
I actually didn't use the word shark.
Oh,
It was my intention.
okay.
Anyway, let me go over here and drop this straw poll for you guys. Go ahead and vote. And be over here.
Finished with the straw poll?
I did finish. Yes.
Are you fishing for compliments?
Wow, we went instantly dad joke here. Okay, good job, guys. All right, let me come over here and show the work,
Been watching a lot of River
and then
episodes
you
lately,
guys
so
can
be
go ahead and
careful.
vote as I drop that there. But of course, first and foremost, we have Armoron, and he's done a very nice homage to the original poster. Although I have seen on Minty's Comedic Arts, and understand Minty's not funny at all, which is why it's funny. He's an autistic guy on the YouTubes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Minty, when I was watching his Jaws review, he actually showed some. He always shows posters from around the world, and I'd say the Japanese one is the worst.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's got the boat and it's got the three men on the boat, a floating head type of poster. But this, of course, poster which Armoron is homaging is the most famous, and he's mirrored it. So the girl is going to eat the shark. Nice.
Yay.
Yes. An Atlantean woman is rising.
Nice.
Armoron, I have a question.
An Atlantean woman is talking.
Well, I have a question, Armoron, seeing as you are a female-specific artist. Why do I notice these days?
Armoron's female?
Well, no,
I thought he was a dude.
it's not at all what I said. Learn English.
Welcome to 2025.
But Armoron, why does it seem these days so many women have pointy shoulders?
Just the way they're drawn.
No, they really are. Like I noticed a lot of them. Megyn Kelly is a really good example. Just like sharp, pointed, standing shoulders.
Good night, Dad.
Eat a
Love you.
steak.
No answer?
Mhm.
Is it a Mandela thing? I think it's a Mandela thing. I think
Yeah,
people,
Nelson Mandela's to blame for all of it.
usually.
Yep.
In my universe, it's Howie Mandela.
Oh, fair.
Todd Mandela, you mean?
My
Fair.
name is Bobby.
Fair. Nevertheless, this is great. I love it. If you guys like what Armoron has done, please vote from the straw poll. All right.
I'm here. Sorry.
It's okay.
There you are. Did you go get
So what
lunch
do people
or-
say? Just go back and repeat everything that was just said in the last couple minutes.
I had a
because
simple
women
question.
have pointy
Why do so
somethings.
many women these days have pointy shoulders?
Shoulders?
I don't know. It just that's the fashion. That's the style. It's
Yeah,
like-
but they really do have pointy shoulders. It almost seems inhuman. I've noticed a lot of them have it. It's a thing. Megan Kelly's
Yeah.
the first one that stood out to me starkly. But they're really, really pointy, standing up shoulders. I've noticed a lot of them, and it's like, what the hell, dude?
Huh.
It's like it's odd. It stands out.
yeah, I
as
went a
being
little
unnatural.
overboard, but yeah, I just was going.
Yeah, but you're not overboard. There's a
Yeah,
lot
well,
of women that are rocking these kind of shoulders, and it's like, is this
Yeah, yeah, I
anatomically
see it
correct?
too.
I mean, what's
A
going on?
young sporty Spice. That is a good picture of young sporty Spice, isn't it? That he did.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, if you like what Armor has done, vote from the straw poll. Let's go take a look at Amy's here. Now, Amy
Oh.
has a baby shark and a Namor.
Namor. That's right.
No more.
Namor.
And what is Namor
no
doing
more
to
of
this
them.
poor shark?
I guess Jeff's like trying to be like an
Wrangling?
impressive like hero kind of character, and Namor thinks that's kind of cute. So he's probably
Oh,
over in the
Johan
ocean.
wins, by the way.
Huh?
I was just saying, Johan wins. We all lost.
Oh, is y'all?
No,
No,
he
draw
put
line.
something in a draw line.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Well, Amy, you know what
So-
this reminds me of? I
Oh.
actually there was a video game that came out many, many years ago, and it's still up and running. By the way, it's an MMO called Champions Online, and it's a superhero MMO. Same people that made City of Heroes went over and made that. But I made one of the things I do like about that MMO is you can create pretty much any character you want. And I got a big old guy, kind of looks like this. His name is Johnny Reef, and he's a shark man.
Really?
Yeah,
Johnny Reed.
Shark
Oh,
Man.
Johnny Reef. Yeah,
You can only look up because he has a shark neck.
he's
Shark
he's a
Man.
media celebrity.
Can
Okay.
only
Johnny
keep
Reef,
swimming in the sky. Shark Man.
Shark man. Yeah, big old
So
strong
Johnny.
brawler guy, tank guy.
Oh, okay. Does he have superpowers, like aquatic related superpowers, or
No,
just happens?
he's just a big tough tank. It's a video game, so
He
you're
loves-
limited
He's
on
mighty.
what you can choose.
What you can do?
Yeah, but no, he's just a
When he
tank
eats
character.
seal meat, he gets
But he's
super
he's
strength.
blue, and he's very large and thick. It's actually visually one of the greatest character I've ever created, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because
That's really different.
it's one of those character creators that
Mhm.
you can really go to town on.
That's awesome. I mean, did they have animals as like pre-builts, or it just worked out that you were able to create someone that by the time they were bulked out, it just kind of looked
Well,
like a shark?
the City Hero guys who did Champions,
Mhm.
then of course later did DC Universe.
Really?
They
Oh, okay.
those guys always, one of their main things, because I think one of the guys was coming from WWF video games, and one of their big things was that character creation should be, that's where they put so much of their DLC and so much of their free stuff was in character creation.
Mhm.
And they actually had a lot of animal heads you could use for different
Oh.
things, including several shark heads. But of course, whatever skin you're putting on a thing, you also can manipulate the dimensions of every body part. so you can have a very big,
Wow.
thick character with a thick, and you can pull everything out to where it really works well. You can actually sculpt
Oh,
a character. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
that's interesting.
but he looks like a shark with hands and feet. You know, he's a shark.
Nice.
Yep.
Do,
Anyway,
do, 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 do,
if
do,
you
do.
like Namor playing with his mutant shark,
Big brown
vote for
shark
Amy.
swimming.
Very
No one
nice.
did a big brown shark.
No one did it, but what? Why? I missed the joke.
Huh?
Eddie Murphy, his whole story about then a big brown shark came in the
Really?
bathtub. And he's having a bath with his brothers.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course, next we're looking here at Eric Hawkins, and his is Hooper. I'm going to need a bigger beer. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Why did you decide to go with this character today for the 50th anniversary?
Really, I love Quint from the movie. He's my favorite character.
He is. His monologue is one of the best parts of the movie. It is true.
Yes.
It is true. The old lady who plays, I think it's Brody's wife, she's kind of like annoying.
Yeah, and in number 4 comes back for 4, right? The Revenge.
Right. Well, that's the Psychic Shark movie.
Michael
with,
Caine.
with
There's
Michael
a psychic.
Caine.
Michael Caine, yeah, Psychic Shark. But
That's
yeah,
the one where the lady goes on a flight.
yeah. She and the shark is
catches up to
following.
her.
Yeah, it's a psychic shark that
Yeah.
it wants revenge. Yeah, I think she's probably the only complaint I have about it. Everyone else in the movie does their part pretty well, but she just kind of annoys me. That
I had the
actress
same
in
thing
general.
with Jaws 1 and 2, both of them when I watched them. She just wants to get drunk and fool around with Mr. Brody.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just didn't care for her very much. What is the beer reference we have here, sir?
Oh, that's actually the beer he's drinking in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep, and I spent too much time on the beer can.
Do you know what it says?
It's Narragansett.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to help you out here. That's a local world. Let's call it Narragansett, sir.
Narragansett.
Narragansett
thank you.
beer.
I think it's an actual beer. Yeah.
Well, sir, I can actually attest to this because I was born and raised in Narragansett, Rhode Island.
Ah.
Okay.
I'm literally from Narragansett, more specifically Point Judith in the southern part of Narragansett. But yes, Narragansett is a place. It's the native Indian name, and there is such a thing as Narragansett beer. It's real.
Okay. Yeah, they put out some posters that got Quint on it, and it says "Crush it like Quint."
Crush it like Quint. Fair enough. But yeah, that's really cool. I didn't even notice in the movie that he's drinking a Narragansett beer.
Yep.
Yeah. Nostalgia for me. Anyway, if you like it, Eric is done, please vote for the straw poll. It's quite nice. I like it. I like it. Let's see here. Two Banana Mike has decided to give us a little bit of Jabberjaw, which I have no complaints about whatsoever. And let's see what we've got here. 50 years. These love handles are becoming harder to swim away. Fair enough. It's fair enough. Fair enough.
I had a different plan, but just it wasn't. I wasn't getting the shark nailed right away, and it was just too late because what I was gonna do was have Marty McFly jump on the shark with his hoverboard because today is also the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Wow, that's interesting.
Seriously.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what else it's the 40th anniversary of?
Hmm?
The day they opened those barrels in Kentucky and released the zombie plague.
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah. Return of the Night of Living
July
Dead.
3rd, 5:15 p.m.
That's right.
Oh.
Starman was born.
Still one of my
Louisville
favorite.
was blown up on July 4th.
Still one of my favorite zombie movies, by the way. But the zombie in that is so awesome. The guy in the
Tar Man?
barrel. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
that is one of
Yeah.
the best. It is so good. But anyway, I do love the homage to Jabberjaw. I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, there was no Jabberjaw intent there. That was just a cartoon of Jaws. That's it.
Well,
not
That's a
Jabberjaw.
pregnant girl.
it is Jabberjaw. Shush it. It looks just like
No,
it.
it's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, without a
No.
doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going
Right?
to disagree.
Third trimester, Jaws.
It is. But I like it though. It's cute. So if you like what Two Banana Mike has done, please vote for him in the straw poll. Let's move along here and take a look, see what Alan has done now. I don't know what is wrong with Alan's brain. I try not to ask that question very often. But lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll eyes. I'm a real shark. For some reason, Geppetto has decided to make Bruce Pinocchio.
I'm a real son.
I don't
it.
understand. I don't understand his brain. But explain it to me. Explain yourself, Alan.
It's
Well, he
awesome.
describes the shark so good. It's like he's making them.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Fair. Okay.
Got little
It does
orifices
look good.
like with a
So,
bullet.
of course, obviously, Alan's stuff looks great. It is very nice, and they got the very Pinocchio thing, and he's
Mhm.
dangerous. I guess he's not going to have the same kind of problems with the donkeys and the whale, though. That would be a different scene, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
By
going
the
to eat
way,
that whale inside out.
I got it. I
and
got
that's
it.
my point, yeah. But now keep in mind, since we have mentioned Pinocchio, a lot of people, some reason, have missed. I don't know why, but of course, the Shrek series is quite popular. And Shrek is made up of all the kind of famous fairy tale characters we grew up with, right? And a lot of people ask, "Where's the donkey come from?" Well, it comes from Pinocchio, dude.
Oh yeah, talking donkey.
Yeah, well, Eddie Murphy's character, right?
Mhm.
One of the best
I didn't
characters
know.
in the
Oh,
series. Yeah, it comes
I
from
That
didn't
came from the
notice that.
Bible.
I never
No.
noticed that.
No. It's a fairy tale thing, and it's coming out of Pinocchio, and he makes many references that references the Pinocchio story. He is obviously one of the boys, lost boys from Pinocchio. So he was
Interesting.
human at one point, donkey. Um,
And he just kept speaking.
that's why he speaks. That's right.
Hmm.
Right. But a lot of people seem to have
Is
just
that why he
that
can
black
breed
boy?
with dragons?
I maybe, yeah. But I'm just saying because everything in there is like a fairy tale reference, right? To different, Grimm's fairy tales, Mother Goose, whatever.
Right.
But everyone seems to miss Donkey.
Interesting. I wonder if Donkey was in the Shrek book, because that was a book before it was a movie, right?
I have no clue. Yeah.
Mm.
They were
Yeah, I
fun.
think so.
They were good family movies, that's for damn sure. But if you like
always were.
what Alan has done, please vote for him in the straw poll. Let me go over here and take a look, see what Elrod's doing. What are you doing, Elrod?
Okay.
Neandering for the most part,
Fair.
lollygagging a little bit.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's a good word.
I'm celebrating America and sharks.
Fair enough. I
And
mean,
how can I celebrate America and Shark Week and Jaws? Well, with Reb Brown.
Red
of
Brown.
course,
Red
riding
Brown, of
Jaws.
course. Well, he is the greatest American action hero. He is. Yeah.
True.
True. Very true. Of course, tomorrow is the 4th of July. So, well, in a few hours for you guys. So, congratulations, America.
Yay,
Heck
we made
yeah.
it.
Heck yeah. Yeah. It's actually one of the things I miss from being out of the country. Because most things you can interact with or recreate in other ways, but you can't recreate the 4th of July outside the States, right? Not at all.
No.
So I kind of miss that. I used to love going to the barbecues and watching the fireworks at night. You guys got local fireworks to you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
Everybody in our neighborhood just buys fireworks and shoots them off all night.
In
Which
fact,
is
my neighbors find their fireworks right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Probably
that's
hear
cool,
a
dude.
little bit.
Yeah, but don't
They
you
were
have like
popping.
town or city fireworks that go off as well?
Yes.
Well, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
much. Yes.
Yeah, the traffic here is horrible right now because everyone's setting up for the big show.
All
Really
right.
big
Here's
show.
my second one.
I see.
Welcome to the show.
I'm kind of surprised that the governance of LA allows fireworks.
They don't.
Puente,
That's
they're
why they did it anyhow.
That was the joke.
yeah, they're gonna do it anyhow.
Yep.
But actually,
What was
I
it, 2020 with the lockdowns and there were no fireworks allowed in
Right.
LA was daylight for like 16
Yep.
hours straight.
Right.
Was
Well,
bad.
no, it was actually
Wow.
quite impressive how much the people put in the air, dude. It was impressive.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It really was.
the whole country could be seen from space, and that was just from Fireball.
hmm
Yep.
It was great.
Now,
I mean,
this right here, I'm
Star-
assuming is a He-Man reference, Elrod.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Trap Jaws.
Jaws.
Trap Jaws.
Oh, and there's He-Man swimming by.
Nice.
He said, there he goes. Yeah. He's doing the same thing. Yeah, it's great. Now, did we get a Moonraker reference, sir? Did we?
Moonraker.
Moonraker. James Bond.
What?
I barely met her.
Jaws.
What?
There's the
Jaws.
big giant guy in there. His name's Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah, got big-
Oh.
Got those big silver
That-
teeth.
he
I
bites the
was
cable
thinking
in
you were
half. He
thinking
meets
of
the
the
pretty
Ron
girl who
Bond
has
movie.
braces, and they
I
make.
said, Chester, you're thinking of Living Daylights where they were feeding people to sharks.
Well, that too.
I thought you were talking about the wrong Bond.
Well, we could also reference like Austin Powers if you really want to do that, especially if you want sharks with lasers.
Or
Laser.
Freaking lasers.
Freaking lasers. But yeah, no, Jaws. Very good. Well, thank you very much, Elrod. If you guys like what he's done, please vote for him on the straw poll. Let me jump over here, Jason. And now Jason's just went pure classic, as he does. Well, I appreciate Jason. I do. I appreciate it.
Ooh, jerk.
Just
That's in basic class.
no.
Yeah.
I love the
Also-
bubbling.
Also, I really feel bad for the actual artist who drew this. You know, I heard he has Alzheimer's now. Like,
Oh.
it's
Oh,
very sad.
bummer.
Yeah, so it was like everybody was talking about on social media that he's not going to be in like Comic-Con shows or whatever.
who was the
Not gonna
artist?
be signing books.
Yeah, he's super
So
old
it's
though,
just-
so you know.
Yeah,
It's
It's,
super old.
it's super.
God, Chester.
130.
On the nose.
Well, I mean, you know, you guys always seem to not love my just blunt and practical statements.
Reality.
Okay, we understand your autism.
Fair enough. Everyone tells me I'm autistic. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm highly functional.
You know why everyone says it? Because it's true.
Oh, damn it.
I think that's just the way we want to diagnose what most of us would call us, which is
No, just
Why-
Chester.
called being honest.
Yeah, no, I don't have filters really. That is fair.
He's a Vulcan.
I am a Vulcan, you know. But nevertheless, this is great though. If you guys like it, please vote for Jason in the straw poll, of course, Mr. Motion. But I think that's everybody. Let me just go check and make sure that I got everybody there. And I did. Very nice. Now, of course, I'm going to go take a look at the draw-alongs while you guys vote. And I'll come back and vote myself here in a bit. So let's go see what everyone has done. All right.
Right.
So here we go. Oh, look at that. That's very nice. Alrighty, let me come over here and go over here. Draw along. Ooh,
Where is Chester?
tick. Alrighty, so we got. Oh, Johan. Damn, Johan does win.
Chester, are you sure?
Not yet.
Okay.
I will do so at this particular moment. Okay. And there you go.
There he is.
There it is. All right, so let me go over here and bring it up full screen. Damn, Johan Alexander. Nom 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 nom.
Hope you're doing well, buddy.
He's he's getting in a little bit of your territory there, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, how dare he even, doing the cuteness.
Nobody except
Now, seeing as you guys
Being a little
are
boy.
artists,
Mhm.
maybe you can answer this
Who?
question for me. Who came up with the concept that X for the eyes equals dead? Because it does work.
Mm,
It works really well, but who is the one that instituted the concept?
Death.
Which one?
I want to say
Brad Pitt?
I want to say
The Angel
Police
of
in
Death.
Bottles.
You think it's just from the bottles? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Turn of
the
the
poison
Century
monster.
bottles.
Yes. But I feel like
Oh,
that's a
it's
cartoon.
cartoon?
It is a very Tex
Yeah,
Avery
it's
thing. I'm
definitely
just wondering
cartoon.
who the first
Mhm.
artist who did it was.
Yeah.
No one
Probably
did.
a comic
I don't
strip,
know.
right?
Probably comes out from the early 20th century, potentially even
Probably
late
easier
19th century.
easier to draw an X than to draw coins. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Poison was like a skull and crossbones, I think. But didn't they put X's on like moonshine if it wasn't safe to
Yeah,
drink?
which is
Yeah.
I think that
someone already said that.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's in cartoon too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's someone. It said somewhere that they use X's instead of just drawing lifeless eyes, because that lifeless eyes on a dead corpse is a lot more off-putting than X's.
Yeah.
It's a lot more scarier.
When I see that, I think of the Heathcliff
Unsettling.
cartoon, because when he would eat fish, the fish always had the X eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because Yellow Kid only had minus signs. There was no X's there, I don't think.
The symbol
Yeah.
X is widely understood as a sign of finality or an ending contributing to its use to indicate death or unconsciousness.
That's true. Esoterically, that's true. Yeah.
Armoron's like a computer.
Nice.
An AI computer. An AI
AI
Google
computer.
search
There you
computer.
go. AI Google. Very nice. Well, let me continue.
The
That's really
Armoron
good,
stands for
Johan.
the
Thank you
A
very
of
much.
AI.
Would have been nice to see you in here, though. Now, Two Banana Mike gave us a couple of things I guess he probably did from the past.
Yeah, I just found some old ones and threw them up there for fun.
Fair enough.
Fast.
Alrighty. It's some reason decided to jump over the other side. Pain in my butt.
of
Alrighty.
course it did.
Alrighty. But there we go. That's not. I already did that. What are you doing? Oh, here. That's why. Okay. It keeps doing the same. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
The browser's just being kind of weird.
I don't know why it's not displaying properly. That's very odd. Hold on a second. Let me try it again.
Okay, good luck.
Okay.
Gasp.
Gasp.
Go to work this time. There we go. Okay,
Maybe?
it worked. It
Oh.
worked. It worked the second time. All right.
With their time.
So you got this one, and he also had this one. Once again, decided to go the other side. Don't know why. No rhyme or reason. All righty. Be like that.
With teeth.
This one is very toothy.
Mhm.
Very toothy. That reminds me a little bit of.
Nemo with the Bruce.
No, it reminds
yeah.
me of. Damn it! What was the Starkiss tuna's name?
Tony.
Oh, is it Charlie?
Tony.
Is it Charlie?
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie.
Tuna.
Charlie Tuna.
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. It reminds me a little bit of Charlie. You guys know that Starkiss, after the war, MacArthur, because the Japanese were starving, MacArthur said, "Bring all those food ships over here," and of course they just started dumping, huge food supply ships, cargoes onto Japan, and of course many of
Oh.
them were Starkissed tuna. And of course, on the side it says tuna of the sea, or chicken of the sea. Sorry, chicken of the sea. And over here in Japan, therefore, they call tuna fish, which was not a concept they had. They call it she chicken.
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Ooh, we got Jason Gonzalez. And I guess it's just all going to go over the other side. All right, fine. Be like that.
He still looks like Bruce from Nemo, though.
That's fair. He does.
Or
You're
Bruce.
not wrong, sir. You're not wrong. Let me go over here and drop this one from Jason. It's quite nice. I like that. He's a
So cute.
celebrity shark.
Mhm.
bringing in all them big dollars from that,
Yep.
of course. Oh, he's got Accept today. Doug is using for music. Nice. Melissa sent something over too. Let's take a look at that.
Aw.
And hers decides to jump in. That's nice. She has the Orca with a shark going by. Very nice.
There you
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Very nice.
Dun 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 dun
go.
dun.
Cool.
It's good. It's very nice.
That was fun to animate, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's
cool though.
cool.
I like it. That's very nice. Very nice from Melissa. And let me go over here and take a look, see what Doug has done. Of course, looking at our Twitters as well. And let's see here. So, of course, it's always a goal to find something fun. Elon, as goes Norway, so goes the rest of the world. I don't know what's your point there.
I don't know. It's pretty.
Something passed today.
Oh, I see. No, 97% of all cars sold in June were EVs in Norway. Congratulations, Elon.
I bet none of them were Jaguars.
No, none of them were Jaguars. That is fair. That is
Well,
fair.
didn't they sell 49 cars last month? So they might have been one.
What a
Could've-
shame. Jaguar used
In
to be
all
so
Europe,
cool.
all Europe was 49 cars last month.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, they they did it to themselves. I mean that
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was such a silly thing because Jaguar has always been a male brand.
Well, they became a joke because of that stupid ad.
They did, and they
I mean,
really
they were
try to.
already treading water. They were owned by Ford and
Yeah.
became just a Ford Taurus with a fancy body.
Right. That's right.
And then they, the resale value of a Jaguar, like the fancy, nice XK coupe, I can get one for like $3,000. It's only
Mhm.
like 5 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
So the
though
resale is like
they've been falling for a
terrible
long
in
time. You're
things,
right.
which
Uh,
means the bad cars.
Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
it's just one of those things. You need to know your audience, man.
Yeah,
It's kind of important.
Yeah.
you're
you
a
know?
legacy brand. You need to lean on.
That should be like the first role of like. Yeah.
Yeah.
just-
I mean, there's plenty
your
of
audience.
stuff that can work inside the woke marketing, no problem. There are plenty of products that can. But something like Harley Davidson. I mean, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Go kitty cat.
Is
Dude,
there
Harley
even a
Davidson,
single
wow.
woman on planet Earth that owns a Harley Davidson?
Yeah.
You
Well, they're
think?
Yeah.
probably all married.
Yeah.
There are women that own
True, it
Harleys.
is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Majority
just
of them
cousin has
mostly
one.
Oh, yeah.
men.
The Harley for women
Whoa.
is called the Sportster.
Yes.
Cool.
That's right. You're right. You're
Mhm.
right. Or the old version would probably be the Sprint, right? Anyway, I don't have to
You
go
don't
any
get
further. I
biker
have
babes
found
without
the
bikes.
cute.
That's so cute.
It is. So the cat easily traverses the cow block here.
Oh,
The
that was good.
dachshund is he gets over though. He gets over. Oh, there we go.
He's a good boy. He made
Yeah.
it.
But if
His
I'm
cat's like,
correct,
wasn't even there.
now I'm not a cattle dude, but I am correct that these are to restrict the movement of cows, right?
Yeah, but it seems like they should have a fence on either side of it.
Yeah.
Like, cows just go around.
Yeah, one of the dogs just goes around, right? He's just like, I'm not doing that. It's stupid.
No,
I
don't go
just
around.
love the cat. Doesn't even care. It's as if it doesn't exist.
Right?
It's
Just
wonderful.
put
Yeah,
the
it's great. It's
But
great.
you
Okay,
know what? I bet those wiener dogs would be the same way if there was nobody watching.
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Whoa.
Like, all right, I got it. All right, got it. All right. Here we go.
Everybody
Okay.
getting itchy
Oh my
feet
God.
and
All right.
fell down.
I live. But anyway, that's super cute. All right, let me go over here and take a look, see what Doug did, and go to our latest. Now, Alan's cheating. Nice. So is Mike. So we got ourselves a little bit of Accept heavy metal today. Of course, we have the trio on the Orca. And very
they're
nice.
caricatures.
They're great caricatures, yeah. And you automatically recognize who they are. Nice. Anyone in here like Accept? It's a pretty good heavy metal band.
Heavy metal band, is it?
I think they're British. Maybe. They didn't get the press that like Metallica or Iron Maiden and stuff got. But they're a pretty good band, though. Although I'll take Halloween any day over them, to be fair. That's great. That's great, Doug. Thank you very much. That's a
So
very
fun.
nice Jaws homage, sir. That's very nice. Very nice. All right. So, of course, what
cool.
that means is I need to vote. So let me do my job. All right. So let me see. I got to come over here, and I have to grab the straw poll
Mhm.
and do like that, and then do like this, and then get to it. Alrighty. All right. So now I have myself 7 choices today.
Okay, not one.
Now, I could either, of course, here in the top, I have Amron. It's Be Like Water, my friend. So, that's really good. That's good. We have Amy, the boss, Lester. Yep. Yep.
at
We got Eric Briscoe, County Hawkins. We have 2 Banana, Babylon and Beyond, Mike. That's very nice.
Babylon
Oh,
5?
Yeah, Babylon 5. Well, of course, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm using famous Bruce's.
Ah.
Oh, Boxleitner.
That's right, Fox Leitner. Yeah. Of course, Armron, Be Like Water, my friend Bruce Lee. Right. Amy, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Eric, the best Bruce, in my opinion, Bruce Campbell. Bruce Boxletter. Elrod, King Kong Flash. Now that's a real bit of movie trivia right there. That being Bruce Cabot, of course, this movie he made him famous, King Kong. Yep. Alan, Die Hard, A Different Day, Alonzo. Of course, the Willis of Bruce's. And of course, Silent
We talking about
Running,
Willis?
Mr. Motion.
Bruce Dern.
Now, can anyone know what Bruce that is?
Bruce Dern.
That's right, sir.
Right.
You win.
Father
You
of
win the
Laura,
prize,
Mr.
sir.
Rathbone.
Yeah.
The Bruce
Look at that.
Prize.
Very clever.
There's a
Mr. Bond.
prize. And you know
Do I
that.
get points?
Yes, you do, sir.
Mhm.
That's very
Thank you.
clever.
Good point.
No,
Yep,
thank you.
like all the
And,
clever names will be after Timothy Dalton.
and I didn't use the word shark once anywhere.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, yep. Well, I am a professional. We've
Next
determined
week we'll
this.
do famous Kal-Els, I guess.
Oh well, fair. Yeah, we'll do that. Or famous Kents.
Oh, it's true. Yep.
Or
Famous Superman actors.
or
Barbie
famous
Town.
curls.
Bar.
We could do that. Yeah.
Let's
But
go from
anyway,
kind of a
I
Kent.
have to vote here. So who do I choose? Where's Johan? Oh no, he's not here. Johan. It's kind of tough, man. Okay, Eric.
How much are you paying him, Eric? Per week.
A lot.
Well, I didn't know the beer was from
Oh,
his
him and
hometown, so I
whatchamacallit.
guess he got some nostalgia
Yeah,
out of
that's
it.
what it is. No, I
Such
just
corruption
I
in
liked
this
his.
competition.
I like that one. Anyway, that's
We all have to get
that's
together
all
and
the
see him in
attention I
Great
can
Big
possibly
Movie,
give that.
so he'll vote for us.
And I'm very happy today. Not only did I get to mention a Dern, a Boxletter, I also got to mention a Cabot. Now that's not every day that you get to put those
That's a
gentlemen.
man and a cheese.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And of course, my vote meant nothing at all. Nice.
Yeah, actually, you brought me up quite a bit. I was last time I
Yeah.
looked, I was like a third from the bottom.
Really. Well, Amron's is really great, and it's clever, so I get it.
Do.
Fair enough. And of course, Eric, I did give you the coolest Bruce. So
Yes, you did. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Great.
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Lucky.
Lucky. That's awesome.
Now, I don't know if all of you know this. I know Armoron knows this, but you know, on the Hulk, Incredible Hulk TV show back in the 70s, you do know why he was named David Banner instead of Bruce Banner, don't you?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
Was
thought it was
Bruce?
very stupid.
Bruce was too gay of a name for the studio,
Huh?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
What you-
so they
I
changed
remember,
it to
I remember
David.
hearing that. Yeah.
Stop it! You're
And,
making
Bruce
me
Lee.
and
angry.
now,
Bruce is a
nowadays,
gay
it wouldn't
name.
be gay enough.
You wouldn't want to see me when I'm angry.
I
Or
didn't
Bruce Jenner.
Now
I
the
didn't
Thaddeus
know that
Banner.
in the 70s Bruce was a gay name. I didn't know that.
Apparently, it
It
was.
was
Yeah.
too
Where
gay,
did I?
and the showrunner hated alliterations like Bruce Banner, Peter
Oh,
Parker.
Clark Kent.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, he hated
Yeah.
that whole like trope of naming.
You're making me catty. You don't want to see me when I'm catty.
That's fair.
Come
That's
on.
fair. I don't know. Back
Listen,
in the
fellas.
70s, 80s, what was the gay name? I don't know. Did we have one?
Charles
Lance.
Nelson Riley.
Well, that's fair. But I mean, just
Lance
a
is
name
like
kind of
universal.
associated with, gayness. I don't
John
know.
Ritter.
Oh, the name Gaylord.
Well, that's
Yeah, but
Mitch
that's too on the
Gaylord.
nose, right? Yeah, I can't
No,
think
that-
of one, man.
Bruce Jenner.
I almost
famous
wanted
gay.
to put Bruce in. I almost wanted to put Bruce Jenner in, but by the time I got to the last person, I had already because I choose them based on the person, right? I
And you
didn't have.
refused to use anybody that was ever on Chips.
Oh, that's fair.
Then Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce
gave-
Valanche.
I gave
Bruce
Omron Bruce Lee because he's closest to Asia,
Mhm.
And he's owned by China.
right? I gave Alan the Bruce Willis because he is the ultra California boy, Bruce Willis. I gave Elrod Bruce Cabot because it's Elrod.
Because I have monkeys.
That's right. I gave Eric Bruce Campbell because he's cool.
I'm the coolest.
Yeah,
He's
you're the
missing a
coolest.
hand.
Amy gets the boss because everyone knows who the boss is referencing, but he's gay.
Mhm.
Okay. 2-Minute Mike got Bruce Boxletter because he's also very cool. And
He's kind of the coolest.
he is. And
Box
Jason
Letter?
got Bruce Stern. I mean, come on. And I
Boxletter was
chose Silent
fine.
Running because Jason doesn't talk a lot.
And he has pet robots
Yeah, pet
and lives in a
robots.
greenhouse
That's right.
in space.
In space. Yeah, that's right.
In Spain.
Anyway, but that was a lot of fun today. Of course, it's nice that it's, of course, sad that it's 50th anniversary. It makes me realize how old I am. But Jaws, of course, was a great fun movie. I haven't seen it in decades. I should rewatch it. And I kind of wonder if my wife has seen that one.
Oh.
Might not have, dude. Yeah. Anyway.
It's streaming everywhere now because of the anniversary. I watched
Sure.
it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I'm sure I
And
can find it.
what's funny is I don't think before that I'd ever seen the whole movie.
Oh, no,
Bits and
I've
pieces?
definitely seen it a couple times. But yeah, I'll probably
I mean,
rewatch that.
it was always on, so you never really saw you always walked in and out while it was on.
Oh, fair. Yeah, no,
Kind
because
of like the Beastmaster.
yeah, and I definitely saw that on TV. Beastmaster was definitely my high school years and the video rental store on the corner. That was definitely that.
Yeah, it's on Australian Netflix. Australian
Yeah,
Netflix
no, I'm
is-
sure it's
has it.
everywhere. It's 50th anniversary.
Mhm.
Anyway, thank you very much to Jason, Mike, Amy, Eric, Elrod, and Alan. But of course, today, as usual, goes to Omron and his absolutely beautiful pointy-shouldered lady who's about to eat a fish. Claps.
Giantess woman, yeah, giantess.
Yes, the Atlantean.
Yes.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you guys
Thank
very
you so
much.
much
That was
for
a lot
that.
of fun.
Pretty happy with my shark, actually. Turned out really good.
That's a
It
great
did. It is
shark.
a great shark. It is a very good shark.
Sweet.
Uh-huh.
Everyone did a really good job today, of
I
course.
didn't know there was a shark in that
I
picture.
kind of wish Melissa was here because I would have probably voted for her, to be honest with you. Well, no, that was really good what she did with the shark fin coming up and not only along the side of the boat, but going under the boat
Mhm.
as it does in the movie. Yeah, I thought it was really good, Melissa. But nevertheless, let me come on over here and let's take a look and let everybody talk about what they're doing, and we'll go ahead and make it a day. Um, I don't know why Dragon is saying Haley Berry was on the Who's the Boss spinoff. Okay, why? Okay, anyway. So Amron, hi.
Hey.
How you doing? Can you tell me why does Tasmania look like it has devil horns?
Huh? What?
The island of Tasmania.
Tasmania.
Devil's Island.
Yeah, it's got.
Why did you shape it that way?
I don't know.
Why did you do
I don't
that?
know.
Why did you make that choice?
Because it was funny.
Oh, fair. That's fair. You know, Tasmania has one of the world's most famous serial killer families, cannibal families. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was like the site of one of the worst mass shootings in Australian history that
Yep.
resulted in the banning of all guns in the country.
Which, was stupid,
Most
but
guns.
fair enough. If there's any country in the world that needs guns, it's Australia.
No,
I mean, let's be fair.
everything.
Yeah.
All the animals.
Yeah,
are
I
good.
work in a petrol station. I definitely am glad that's like the general population cannot get their hands on guns.
Well, Aussies are, the funniest thing, the people who actually kind of know Australia and America, they basically, Australia for those people are the Florida man of the world. So
Yeah.
Florida man and Australia man are same type of character, I guess.
So we're really good friends.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Well, that's not
Sometimes
my
I look at
opinion.
stuff on the Florida man, and I say there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah. I do
to the
love
Australian
watching.
bogan.
Yeah, the Bogans. Yeah, I do love watching Australian dashboard cam though. It's such a mix of absolute insanity and actually quite friendliness.
Just the other week, there was a news story about another truck that was too tall for a low-hanging bridge.
Hmm.
It just peeled back that box truck like it was paper.
I notice a lot of
Remarkable.
Australians will do the thumbs up to each other. There's a lot of thumbs up in Australia.
That's nice.
No.
I can't recall the last time I seen someone giving a thumbs up for something.
I just see it on these dash cam things. People just generally
Oh, okay.
doing like that. Because actually Australians seem to be quite friendly.
For the most part.
Like
Sure they are
Americans.
people.
Well, Americans are the most friendly people. I mean, we'll make friends with someone in 2 seconds.
More
Americans are
than
Right,
I don't have a
Canadians?
reason to
more,
like
yeah,
people.
definitely more. No, Americans are the most guilty of that. So much to the point that the Europeans are constantly suspicious of us. I mean, I know it's weird, but they're Europeans, but they're literally suspicious of Americans because we are so friendly. They don't trust us because of that. Isn't that weird? It's true though.
It
What
is
do you want?
It is odd. But Canadians could be quite friendly, but I'd say the Canadians are more demure, right?
Yeah.
But they're paying for it now though, boy. They elected that European guy who doesn't really care much about them. I mean,
I
that's
can't believe
shady
it.
business going on in Canada, man. Shady
Well,
business.
we'll get the speck out of our own eye.
Yeah,
Well,
fair
yeah.
enough. But I mean, at least our administration will interact with the Canadians. We won't even take a phone call from the Australian Prime Minister.
Oh,
That
is he?
well,
Is he
that
trouble?
well, his name's like Abbo or something.
Albanese, yeah. He just
Al-
won the second term or
oh,
whatever.
did he?
He just
But
won the election this year, yeah.
yeah, Trump won't even pick up the phone from him.
The
It's
other
been
guy
what,
was very good.
6 months. Yeah.
I'm not listening. No. I'm not listening.
No, he's not listening. He's completely just shut Australia. Like, who are they? I don't care. Right? He's the only candidate because he has to. The
One thing at a
Europeans.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Trump is just absolutely smashing it, dude. I mean, my goodness, it's way more successful than I thought it would be. But Australia, I feel a little bad for you, Amron. I do.
Yeah, it's like both candidates were just have no charisma. He doesn't have much of a charisma to him either.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
but I mean,
They're just boring people, boring.
Trump
stuffy
is giving you the cold shoulder
dudes.
hardcore, dude. And
Eh.
I don't even really know why. I don't even know why.
I mean,
Right.
you can only divide your attention so far, I guess.
Fair
really,
enough.
for
And I don't know what Australia has to offer. That might be another issue because he is quite practical in that regard. What is your number one export? Do you know?
Kangaroo meat, isn't it?
Coal. I think
Koala
coal.
Mohawk.
Coal is
Koala
one of them.
dropping.
I don't know which
Okay.
is the number one though, but coal is a big one, and sugar.
Oh yeah.
Well,
There's
you
sugar
guys probably
cane
sell that
for
mainly to China
everywhere.
because America doesn't need coal from anywhere else. We got plenty of our own.
Yeah.
And we don't buy sugar because we're all corn syrup.
Which is a shame. I wish we go back to the sugar.
We need to get on that. They're not going
That's
to.
probably on Kennedy's next list.
Yeah, I found here mineral fuels, including oil, is your number one. Ores, slag, ash, which you just mentioned. Gems, of course, that would be opal, I'm assuming. Meat. You guys do sell quite a bit of meat. That is fair. Cereals.
Yeah, beef is another big one. Like, yeah, we
Yeah,
sell a lot
beef.
of beef.
You
as well.
do. You do.
China as well.
Well, China is
There
your
was a
main.
time there that they wanted to ban it. They wanted to ban it from Australia, like getting it from Australia, like
Yeah.
for some reason.
But honestly, after meat, it drops off a cliff as far as how much money you make off it. So really, your main things that you make money off are mineral fuels, coal. That's your big things. And we don't. America doesn't really need these things. We have all of our own. Maybe that's why. Maybe. But you guys do
Western
sell a
outside
lot
of
to
the
China.
planet,
The
yeah.
problem is China wants to simply own you. So
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah, they're sending ships all along outside in the international waters,
Right.
just circling Australia right now, doing their
Yeah, no, they keep doing that.
exercises,
Intimidating you
training
guys,
and
yeah.
exercises. Yeah,
They keep doing that.
Mhm.
Of course, the good thing about it, though, is that, if they actually did anything actually untoward, the Americans would be there in a heartbeat, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't really matter in the long run. But anyway, thanks, Amron. It's a really good piece, and congratulations today, dude. Girls, I know Amy's here. I heard Melissa a second ago.
Yeah, she had to run off.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still
Well,
here.
tell her come home.
I know, right? I hope she's okay.
What is she doing? Making pizza?
Well, that'd be amazing. Maybe I should pick up the pizza. That'd perk up the evening. Dad's not been really well, so she's been
Wow.
trying to balance getting some programming done and working on that, taking care of Dad, and then also animating a little bit.
I see. I see. Yeah, no, caring for sickly relatives is definitely a lot of a heavy load. I know my
Yeah.
wife is kind of in the middle of that now because both her parents are not well. Of course, they're 90, but they're not doing well, and she's the only one here, so it's her, right?
That's hard.
And of course, all her other duties and stuff like that. So she's a bit overwhelmed right now, I would say. But being Japanese, you would never know it.
Good. Well, pray for her just the same, and I'm
Fair
glad she's
enough.
got you there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because her dad is literally not doing well. Her mom is very depressed that he's not doing well.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens.
Of course it does. Yeah, of course it does. Quite normal. Now, I mean, from my point of view, I mean, they're 90. That's a great long life, dude. You won the freaking lottery, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
They're-
amazing.
Yeah, they're both very successful, respected, and beloved people. So, dude,
And got to see their grandkids married. That's
they did.
that's
No babies yet,
awesome.
though. So I'm going to have to start throwing
Oh.
shit at my kids. Get on that.
Oh, now you're
wrong with
Marie
you?
Barone.
No
Are you in there
pressure.
making babies?
Now you got to get on the baby making. What are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
Got to have 5 of them. Get at it.
Well, we better not be moving off too long. If you're gonna have 5 kids, they're gonna want to have the grandparents behind. Like, okay, mom and dad, you gotta take them the weekend.
That's right. Well, they have, of course, family up in the city they're living at. But both of them,
Sure.
well, the boys anyway, have type of job that they could afford to have large families in Japan. Actually,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nice.
My daughter's fiance and my son are both very similar jobs, and they
Similar
do
field.
really well. So, rock on. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
thank you very much,
So
girls.
she picked
Enjoy the pizza.
course.
Just remember, if you make a cheese pizza, this is just for everybody. If you make a
Okay.
cheese pizza, which
Uh-huh.
is one of the better pizzas, put
Sure.
honey on it. Put some honey on it. You would be surprised how good that combination is. You'd be shocked.
Ooh.
I'm telling you.
I'll just try
Pepperoni and
that.
hot honey is
I
the
like
way to
sweet,
go
and,
if you
sweet and
Dude.
salty popcorn.
Sweet.
Mike
Sweet
is
and salty.
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
That actually might be
hot
good,
honey.
especially with pepperoni. So
Yeah, pepperoni works too. I do think I prefer it with the cheese, but the pepperoni is good too. It's just weird that honey goes with pizza because it does.
Yeah. It goes with
Just does.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
okay.
You put it on before it cooks or what?
After.
Oh no, after.
After.
Hmm
Huh.
Yeah, like you know how normally you put olive oil on the pizza after it's done? Well, put honey instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't
So
mean
does it go
don't
over the
drench it
cheese
like
or the
pancakes.
crust?
Just put a little bit on. It really works.
Yeah.
Huh.
Go crazy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like some people put like butter and like herbs and stuff just on the crust of the pizza because so it'll taste like something. But do you put the honey on the center of the pizza too, or just the crust?
No. Let the pizza finish,
Yep.
and
Okay.
then you add it afterwards.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's because after the pizza is cooked, usually you put something on it. Olive oil is the standard thing to do.
And
But
don't drown it in it. Whatever
don't
you
drown
do,
it.
do not
No.
drown it.
Just be
No.
light with it.
Don't do like the people with the ranch dressing. Don't
No,
do
no,
that.
no. Be very light with
It's
it.
like putting mustard on a hot dog. You don't drown it, just enough.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Just a little
But
bit.
it's really works though. It's just one of those weird things you wouldn't expect, like oranges and chocolate. It just works together.
Yeah,
Or-
no.
yeah.
Love
Garlic
on
and
that one.
strawberry. Garlic and strawberry. Don't know why that works.
But anyway,
There was a pizzeria we went to, and they had next to you order your pizza, and they had like the drink fountain,
Mhm.
and then they had like a little pump of like different kinds of honey, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, why honey? Now I know.
now you know. Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Everyone's
dip it past them.
Victor Trade even popped his head in and said, "What? Honey? Yeah, dude, trust us. It's one of those things, dude. You don't expect it, but it works
Yum.
really well. Yeah.
Yum yum.
But anyway, thank you very much, girls. Let me go over here. I think I will finish with Eric. So let me do everybody else first. Elrod, hi. How you doing? Are you not there? Oh, there he is. There he is. So
sorry. I had to
well, that's okay. Today we're of course doing a love session for Steven Spielberg, who's made a lot of great movies. But of course, you are a very close personal friend to one of Spielberg's bestest buddies ever, and I don't mean Kathleen Kennedy.
hope not.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chester.
Oh, okay, fine.
Unless you're talking about Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, well, that is true. He is good friends with Jim Henson, or he was, and of course Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy especially. Dragon says, as a dessert pizza? No, not as a dessert pizza. Just normal. Just trust us and try it. But Mike's point is very important. Don't drown it, though.
Honey on a pizza?
Drizzle it. Honey on the
Drizzle.
pizza. Drizzle it on the pizza. I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
honey is pretty flavor. If you think about it, it is just as savory as it is sweet. So I guess it would
is.
work.
Yeah, it really. It's just one of those great combinations you would never think of. It just
Like
is.
honey barbecue.
That's why I'm
Does
not.
it make
That's
the
why I'm not
tomato
like
sauce?
you. Disgusting.
What was that, Elrod?
Tomato sauce sometimes is too sweet.
It can be.
Yeah.
Especially with tomato sauce, you need to add sugar, not necessarily for the flavor, but to kill the acid. You know, the chemistry of it. But yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times it comes out too sweet.
It can. Some people overdo it. But I mean, tomatoes is one of those things you got to add sugar to it because otherwise it's just way too acid, way too acidic.
Mm.
But it's just one of those things. But anyway, Elrod,
Dude, normal pizza.
Yeah.
now, are you one of those landlocked peoples?
No, I can walk.
Okay. Do you have an ocean near you, sir?
Yeah. No,
No.
I don't.
An
swim.
ocean of retards?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you
Yeah,
have
I have that. They're
do you-
everywhere.
Do you have a lake or a river near you, or are you
An
just like
ocean
in the
of
middle of
Gabriel.
land?
I only swim in
Something-
stream when I'm growing my beard and chopping down trees,
Oh, fair,
communing with the bear
fair.
and the bobcat.
Well, I mean, there are a
How
lot
you
of people in the world who are landlocked. Let's be fair.
Yeah, I mean they're lucky because they'll never be killed by a shark.
That's true. That's true. Actually, I
I
remember
mean,
the
I don't-
hysteria.
you can't say never because there's always that freak incident where a shark falls out of a helicopter and lands on someone in Iowa.
That's true. That happens occasionally. It's rare though. But I do remember the hysteria when I was a kid though, because they were talking about the movie and the filming, and they were being a movie's being made near us. But there was so much panic about sharks in the water. It was a big
Mhm.
thing. I remember that movie created quite the panic across beachfront properties all over the world. But
Especially because porpoises like to swim near people on beaches. And every time a porpoise would swim up, it has the same shadow of a shark.
That's right.
So people
That's
would
right.
freak out and start trampling each other.
which is funny because
I had
the
a
porpoise
I had a
is the best thing
teacher
you
in,
want
like-
there.
Yeah, I had a teacher in like grade school, and she had her leg broken when someone like trampled her at a beach because someone saw a porpoise or a dolphin, and
Right.
it caused a stampede out of the water because everyone just seen Jaws.
Yeah,
You
no,
know-
it was big panic, dude. It was a big
Yeah.
panic.
Get
Um,
out of the water. They're not going to climb up on the land after you.
Oh, so you think.
You say that, but then there's land sharks.
That's right.
Skeletor drove one.
He did.
That was Skeletor's pimp ride, the land shark.
Mhm.
There you go.
Cool.
All right, so if you're He-Man, maybe be worried.
That one though.
Yeah.
should-
There you
And it's
go.
only a matter of time before someone breeds a shark with legs.
Mhm. No, they're probably working on that right now.
We get them here. We get sharks here every couple of summers. They'll show up in the Potomac.
Right.
They
Well-
caught one a couple of years ago, right like in DC, basically.
Ugh, that's great.
And it was a pretty big one. It was a big bull shark.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Bull sharks, they're aggressive too.
Bull sharks are
Oh,
very
not like a
aggressive. Yeah.
float.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that Russian soldier with his family got taken out by a bull shark. Yeah. And of course, for you D&D people, I'll just say the bullet because he said land shark, and the bullet
Land shark.
is a D&D land shark. They're quite deadly. Anyway,
Oh.
let me move along here. And thank
We
you very much,
have a
Elmer.
bigger danger in my area. They're called chihuahuas.
Oh, dude, Chihuahua or Chupacabra?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Rosa can confirm.
They are goat suckers.
Only an autopsy could prove that, and you would need silver bullets to kill them.
That's true. That is true. That is true. But thank you very much, Alan. Hi.
Yo.
What's up?
I think still working on my little book. I got some outside work, and lately I just been busy with everything I told you about earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, just chilling.
That's good. I enjoy the chilling.
Yeah,
I don't get much of it, you know.
That's not-
This
I
is
don't have a
my
choice.
That's
I
not
yeah.
don't have a
This is my
job.
no, sure. Oh, you don't have a job.
Yeah.
Well, what do you normally do for a living?
Oh, no, I mean, I don't have a real job, like a career.
Yeah, no, I know,
Like I
but
don't.
most people
I'm not a.
have jobs that they tend to gravitate toward.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I just draw. I draw.
You
People
just
pay
draw
me
for a
to draw.
living. Oh, that's cool. Well, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, because whilst I was trying to become
My back will
rich by
tell you.
being, well,
He sells seashells by the seashore.
he might well.
Damn it.
He might
That's
well, Mike.
perfect.
But whilst I was trying to become rich and famous being a musician, which failed, at the same time I was also being a bouncer because I know I could always make money.
Mm.
You see?
And then get up on
Yeah.
stage, and then if somebody tried anything, jump off.
Oh, they're in
I'm
trouble.
12'10".
Yeah, don't jump
So
on my stage. You're in trouble.
Mm-mm.
I can probably master blaster somebody with somebody
You
if I
go
wanted to do that.
bouncing
Fair
out the
enough.
door.
Fair enough. So you are confirming you are a midget.
Yes, I'm very
fair.
little.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. Nothing wrong with that.
I have to draw with both hands.
Oh, fair. Fair. Now, who is it I saw doing double fisted drawing illustration? That was Dan Fraga, wasn't it?
If you could actually double the speed of producing artwork by using both hands, that would be kind of
Yeah, I think
amazing.
Dan put a
No, I
video
mean
up
I use
not too
both
long
hands
ago.
I use both hands to hold one pen.
Oh, I see. I understood that. Yeah, I understood that. But no, I've seen a couple people in my life, maybe three, who actually could draw or do things with both hands
I just
at the
gotta
same
say,
time.
I'm
You're thinking of
impressed
Mike
that.
Miller, who draws with his feet.
Oh, fair.
So, Alan, I'm just gonna say I'm impressed at your subtle modesty about being short but needing two hands. It's good. I like it. I dig it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a humble brag, huh?
I was trying not to
I
reference
didn't
that,
realize.
Mike. There are ladies present.
I went there.
That's
I
why
don't
they
care.
call him
That's fine.
tripod.
That's fine. That's fine. Someone had to. Anyway, thank you very much, Alan. Great piece today, by the way. That was clever. Although you are weird in the right way, in the good way.
Oh, no,
Yeah, my
no.
best.
Yeah, you're creative. You're an actual creative. Good for you.
It was such a cute little shark puppet.
It was a cute.
You notice he was a little robot? He's a little broken robot.
Well, no. What do you mean?
He's got like little gears showing on
Yeah.
the side and his eyes popping out. He's got a little spark
Yeah, he's a
around.
little
He's got
boy.
this
Oh yeah,
little-
I see the gears for the jaw. Oh, very
Uh-huh.
nice. Very nice.
I'm a real
Clever little
boy.
additions.
Please
I'm a
don't
real
me.
boy. Very nice. Okay, Jason, what's up, man?
Hello. First of all, it's great seeing you guys. It's been a little
Awesome.
bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, nice to have you back, dude.
Yes. Hope you're
Yeah,
doing well. Avoiding this cold going around.
Yeah, we or I was like a couple weeks ago. I was in a church camp the whole week, and then I uh went on vacation. Like it was like literally last minute vacation.
That's nice.
But we had a good time though. And it was yeah. In fact, I didn't think I was gonna make it tonight, but I was like, screw it. I need to draw sometime.
There you go.
Sure, and it's a great piece you got here with the shark. Very classic Jaws scene there. Very classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Thank
very
you.
nice. Good. So
Yeah, just sorry, just working on my book. Mostly, I'm just working on the lore and like character work. In fact, that's like my main character right there. This is like him as a blacksmith.
Oh, I see. Well, now you mentioned church camp. Now I'm assuming that's a VBS.
No, sir. It's a my church is in a city in Tennessee called Murfreesboro, and basically it's it's a camp where 4th through 5th it's not necessarily camp necessary. It's not like camp where you set up campfires and you learn to tie knots like Royal Rangers or whatever, Boy Scouts or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
like dorms and you do sword drills and stuff, right?
Were you an alligator Alcatraz?
No. In fact, it was actually at our church. Our church is pretty big, and the area, like, we even have like rope courses that's been there for years, and
Right.
everything still works and everything.
Well, it sounds
so,
like Vacation Bible School, VBS.
BBS.
VBS.
I guess
Everybody
it sort
gets
of,
a
I guess
cookie.
it sort of is. Didn't feel like a vacation.
Well, not for you,
But-
for the kids.
No, for the kids, yes.
Yeah.
For us, no.
Although I really didn't like VBS.
Did you guys play giant soccer?
Yeah, of course. And we
Giants?
did the
There's
parachute thing where everyone's got
No, but
a
there's-
hold of an edge and you
Oh
have to
no.
throw it up and so you have
Well, you
to
did like a youth
run
thing
underneath
every
it.
year, and they played giant soccer where you had the 6-foot ball,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
remember
well, there's
those.
Yeah.
Gaga Ball, so it's sort of.
people did die.
They did. And we had lawn darts back in the day. Those are good.
Yeah.
Lawn darts. Cool. Well, anyway, thank you very
My
much,
Chester
Jason.
won't keep a limp.
That's why. That's right. Both legs.
And make sure to check out my Instagram and check out our Etsy shop. So yeah, I'm done.
Excellent. Dragon, I would say yakitori would be my favorite Japanese dish. But anyway, where am I going now? I think I get everybody except for the closer. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Hello.
hey, everybody, DM a sketch cover you would want to do, because I'm going to go to the shop. Not this coming week, but the week after, maybe. I'm going to try to make it there and get some sketch covers for next year's charity.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
What charity?
Nice.
Sketch covers for literacy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's something
I know
that
about
seems to have dropped quite a bit since my time being in America.
Well, it's funny because that store apparently has done it all along. They've always given money to that charity. Then my friend is like, you know what? We have a lot of blank covers that just pile up. And we know a lot of people that can draw.
Mm-hmm.
And that is fair
Why don't we
point.
start auctioning those off?
Yeah. But I still don't understand how people are graduating from high school but yet are illiterate.
That's always been the way. Sports.
Well, we heard you loved voting for Jimmy Carter, so
Fair. But it just that seems counterproductive.
School's also a participation award.
Mhm.
Idiocracy was a documentary.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Who was that
See,
football player that came out and was like, "Oh yeah, I can't read."
you've been gone
Dexter
too long,
Manley.
and you haven't seen the damage that's been wrought since No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, no, that was a bad policy came out from Bush.
That was
That's fair.
that put the Department of Education on overdrive and gave them free reign to just ram everyone through regardless of any situation.
That's right. Well,
Well,
You
even
heard of
but
Lean on Me?
those policies existed before then on the state level, because I know I
Mhm.
lived in a state where it was like a child could only be held back like one time or something like that, and
Mhm.
or no, you couldn't be held back between 1st and 8th grade.
Mm.
So basically, nobody
that's
flunked.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You get straight
Anybody
Fs
heard
and
of
Yeah.
Lean
go
on
to
Me,
high
the
school.
Well-
movie? with
well,
Morgan
that's the-
Freeman?
Well, that's the problem with following the letter of the law instead of the spirit of the law,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that's why you should be very careful when you make laws. But anyway, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Eric, what's going on? Tell us what's happening next week, dude.
Oh, what's going on? What's going next week? We continue movie month apparently, and
Uh-huh.
we'll be doing Superman
Ooh, Superman. That's good.
on the
Superman.
10th, the day after my birthday.
Nice, Super the Man.
So draw whatever Superman you want, any super character, crypto, anything. It doesn't have to be the new movie.
Matter eating boy.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's
Even
true.
though I kind of like the logo.
Yeah. Now,
I
Pixel
Yeah.
does
logo.
mention he wants to confirm to everyone that they do their aerial piece, uploaded it. I'm going through final layouts for the book at the moment. Oh, nice. That's nice. His
Awesome.
AR 13L Ariel comic he came out with. But Superman next week. Very, very nice. That's going to be fun. Superman's always good. And how about you personally?
Personally,
Yeah,
let's see. Tomorrow I'll be smoking some ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Drug addict.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, ribs.
Yeah, ribs.
Ribs. Yeah,
Mhm.
just some ribs. I'll smoke some cigarettes too, but and drink some
From
beer. but-
Reefer County. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Reefer
Mm-hmm.
County? Other than that, continue drawing, working on my books. 6 is
Crowdfunding.
almost done, and I'm working on another graphic novel as well. I got a couple pages of that one finished up, which will be part of the Zobaful universe. When I'll launch them, just whenever I feel like it.
Sure. No, sounds good. Sounds good. And of course, everybody do indeed enjoy your 4th of July tomorrow. Some good barbecue, good picnics,
Mhm.
some good time. Now, I don't know how things are now, but when I was a kid, the entire town went down to the park and spent the day
Yeah.
together. It was, I think, the most community-based holiday in my childhood memory.
Really?
I can do the same, but there's a lot of accordion.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Accordions?
I live in LA.
Yeah, but that when you say accordion, I think polka. Therefore, I think German. I don't get it.
Oh well, Mexican music is
Oh yeah.
Yep. It came straight from
derived
Germany.
from German. Yeah, it came straight from Germany. So they have a lot of accordion in their music.
So they're not Mexican at all. They're brown
It's
German.
polka music. Yeah.
Same with Mexican beer. Mexican beer is just German beer.
hmm
It's interesting. And their best tacos are Turkish.
Ooh.
Yum.
Well, anyway, cool. Thank you all very much. Thanks for coming in. It was a good show. We had a lot of fun art and fun conversations, and we stayed on
Ooh.
topic for the most part, which is pretty impressive.
That's
for me.
why you got 100 points this week, Chester.
Oh,
gave
did
you
I?
100
You didn't
points.
show points.
Oh, I just closed. I did post the points update in the general chat.
Am I ahead of Jeff now?
You are.
I am.
By
all that
13
matters.
points.
That's all that
13
matters.
points. You're beating them by 13 points. Look at you.
Stay ahead of that.
You're
damn-
even ahead of Kinma.
Oh, that. Well, of course. Yeah. As that would be true. Nevertheless, awesome. Come back next week for Superman, everybody. Have yourselves a really good 4th of July weekend. Later.
Really?
And
Be
don't
safe,
blow off any
everyone.
fingers, artists.
We need
Too
those.
late.
Absolutely.
All right. God bless them there. God bless y'all. My fingers.
Now far in the head today.
1, 2.